Okay guys, so we are back in Five Nights TD. And for this video, we are going to be doing every new unit versus endless mode. What this means is that we are going to be taking every new unit from the latest FNTD1 update, using them with max stats and max boosting them against endless and seeing how far they can make it. But before we get into it, let me introduce you to them. So for starters, we have a shiny sandy Helpy with Vengeance. The type of unit he is Splash. He can do up to 500 damage. His range can get as high as 22, and his cooldown can get as low as 1 second. And for our next unit, we have shiny Bidybab with Vengeance. Their passive is called Stun. Attack stun enemies for 0.5 seconds. The type of unit they are is single stun. They can do up to 4,000 damage. Their range can get as high as 26, and their cooldown can get as low as 2 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Mini-reenas with Vengeance. The type of unit they are is single. They can do up to 1,500 damage. Their range can get as high as 23, and their cooldown can get as low as 1.2 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Vanessa with Vengeance, and her passive is called Slow. Slows enemies by 20%. The type of unit she is Cone AoE. She can do up to 450 damage. Her range can get as high as 22, and her cooldown can get as low as 1 second. And for our next unit, we have shiny Gregory with Vengeance. The type of unit he is Continuous Splash. He can do up to 750 damage. His range can get as high as 28, and his cooldown can get as low as 0.25 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Heatwave Sun with Vengeance. The type of unit they are is Cone AoE. They can do up to 7,750 damage. Their range can get as high as 28, and their cooldown can get as low as 1.2 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny prototype Glamrock Freddy with Vengeance, and his passive is called Shock. Stuns enemies for 0.5 seconds. The type of unit he is Continuous Splash Stun. He can do up to 1,750 damage. His range can get as high as 35, and his cooldown can get as low as 0.25 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Strawberry with Vengeance, and her passive is called Slow. Attack slow enemies by 50% for 3 seconds. The type of unit she is Splash Slow. She can do up to 5,500 damage, and her range can get as high as 28, and her cooldown can get as low as 1.5 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Birthday Bash Bonnie with Vengeance, and his passive is called Party Smash. When this unit attacks, the affected area leaves a burning pile of candles and cake, dealing 40% of its current damage and burn over 3 seconds. Piles last for 3 seconds. The type of unit he is Nuke. He can do up to 40,000 damage. His range can get as high as 35, and his cooldown can get as low as 2 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Drained Coffee with Vengeance, and his passive is called Fish in a Bowl. Boosts units damage by 1.15x, 43.75% if shiny. The type of unit he is Splash. He can do up to 1,920 damage. His range can get as high as 28, and his cooldown can get as low as 1.8 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny JJ with Vengeance, and his passive is called Hello High. Gains plus 50% more damage for every Balloon Boy variant on your team. The type of unit he is Explosion. He can do up to 18,000 damage. His range can get as high as 28, and his cooldown can get as low as 2 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Warp Seer Mangle with Vengeance, and her passive is called Witch Rot. Main attack applies 50% anti-regen for 2 seconds. Every 5 seconds, the next attack deals an additional 40% damage and poison over 2 seconds. The type of unit she is Nuke. She can do up to 25,000 damage. Her range can get as high as 35, and her cooldown can get as low as 2 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Fetch with Vengeance, and his passive is called Bleed. Attacks apply 50% anti-regen for 1 second. The type of unit he is Splash plus Bleed. He can do up to 3,300 damage. His range can get as high as 30, and his cooldown can get as low as 2.5 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Tiger Rock with Vengeance, and his passive is called Rock On. Attacks apply 80% anti-regen for 1.5 seconds. The type of unit he is Slash. He can do up to 18,000 damage. His range can get as high as 32, and his cooldown can get as low as 2 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny shiny L Jelly Chip with Vengeance, and his passive is called Zap. Attacks hit up to 10 enemies, stunning them for 0.5 seconds, boosts units cooldown by 0.9 to 0.73 seconds, 0.675 to 0.55 if shiny. The type of unit he is Zap plus Boost. He can do up to 20,000 damage. His range can get as high as 28, and his cooldown can get as low as 1.369 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Porcelain Weaver Chica with Vengeance, and her passive is called Cupcake Dolls. Summons porcelain cupcake dolls that deal 10 times this unit's damage every 15 seconds. This unit boosts other summoners on your team by 30%. The type of unit she is Pierce plus Summon. She can do up to 30,000 damage. Her range can get as high as 35, and her cooldown can get as low as 2 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Jackie with Vengeance, and her passive is called Time to Play. Attacks apply 60% slow for 5.5 seconds and stun enemies for 0.4 seconds. The type of unit she is Cone AoE. She can do up to 17,500 damage. Her range can get as high as 37, and her cooldown can get as low as 2.5 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Into the Pool with Vengeance, and his passive is called Drowned. Attacks slow enemies by 70% for 2 seconds. This unit grabs and insta-kills 3 enemies that are under 90% max HP, does 3x its current damage to bosses, 15-second cooldown. The type of unit he is single slow AoE plus the passive I just talked about. He can do up to 114,000 damage. His range can get as high as 38, and his cooldown can get as low as 3.8 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Molten Serpent with Vengeance, and his passive is called Bleed. Attacks hit up to 5 enemies, applying 100% anti-regen for 1 second. The type of unit he is Chain Melee. He can do up to 70,000 damage. His range can get as high as 32, and his cooldown can get as low as 5 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Sun Guardian Freddy with Vengeance, and his passive is called Burn. Deals 25% burn damage over 2 seconds. The type of unit he is Explosion. He can do up to 45,500 damage. His range can get as high as 35, and his cooldown can get as low as 2.6 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Glitch Trap with Vengeance, and her passive is called Distortion. Passively boosts all unit damage by 30%, auto executes enemies at 20%, 8.5% to bosses / IMPs, and attacks apply 10% Wither. The type of unit she is Pierce. She can do up to 7,500 damage. Her range can get as high as 45, and her cooldown can get as low as 0.25 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny The Glitched with Vengeance, and her passive is called Mega Virus. Attacks apply Mega Virus, marking up to 5 enemies, causing 20% auto execute. When a marked enemy is hit again, Mega Virus triggers, dealing plus 652% damage, 2.8 seconds true stun, and 45% auto execute, 15% to bosses / IMPs. The type of unit she is Nuke. She can do up to 155,000 damage. Her range can get as high as 35, and her cooldown can get as low as 8 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Oceanic Ballora with Vengeance, and her passive is called Amplifying Wave. This unit gains scaling slow and wither based on nearby enemies within range, up to 70% slow and 20% wither at 10 plus enemies. Oceanic Ballora also unleashes a tidal wave every 10 seconds that deals 5 times its current damage. The type of unit she is AoE plus the passive I just talked about. She can do up to 82,000 damage. Her range can get as high as 42, and her cooldown can get as low as 2 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Neo Titan Freddy with Vengeance, and his passive is called Giant Slayer. Gains a stacking plus 25% damage to IMPs, cap of 3, scaling true stun, 1 equals 0.5 seconds, 2 equals 1 second, 3 equals 1.5 seconds. If a boss is in range, acts as max scaling. The type of unit he is AoE plus the passive I just talked about. He can do up to 105,000 damage. His range can get as high as 40, and his cooldown can get as low as 3 seconds. And for our next unit, we have shiny Aquatic Ballora with Vengeance, and her passive is called Slow. Attacks slow enemies by 65% for 2.5 seconds. The type of unit she is Pure Spread. She can do up to 26,100 damage. Her range can get as high as 35, and her cooldown can get as low as 1.8 seconds. And finally, for our last unit, we have shiny Jester Puppet with Vengeance, and her passive is called Two-Faced. Attacks apply 30% wither for 1.5 seconds, performs an AoE AoE attack every 10 seconds that deals 5 times this unit's damage. The type of unit she is Splash Wither plus the passive I just talked about. She can do up to 30,000 damage. Her range can get as high as 38, and her cooldown can get as low as 1.2 seconds. Okay guys, so once again, the point of me introducing you guys to these units is to show you guys the raw stats of all these units with no boosts, no, enchants, nothing like that. But yes, I am finally back, and yes, I'm playing FNTD 1. I am not playing FNTD 2 because I don't really like the game, but we're gonna see how FNTD 1 works out. But I am finally back, guys. I am so sorry for being gone for a pretty long time, but I'm really excited to try these freaking units. But anyways, guys, before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. All right, so let's go ahead and choose Endless 5 once again, and go ahead and click vote. And we are not starting off on night 5. We do this every single video. Okay guys, so we are now in the game, so let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier in the game once again. And as you guys can clearly tell, I have the waves on pause right now. I have a lot of money, and I'm not changing my HP, obviously, because I'm seeing how far all of these units can make it in endless mode. Now, I do want to say, guys, I do actually have a starter unit right here, and I also have a slowing unit, but I'm not going to be using them because this video would literally be 3 hours long. So at wave 20, I am going to be selling my range for every single one of these units because my jar of pickles, which it's shiny now. Yes, I can get a shiny jar of pickles now, guys. I'm going to be selling this jar of pickles at wave 20, so we're going to be losing our range on our unit, and it's probably going to be a lot worse, but I can place a total of 3 of this sandy Helpy. I'm probably going to go ahead and pre-place them like right there because we're obviously going to need some pretty decent range, and then I'll probably end up putting one like right there as well. I did low-key forget what type of unit he is, so I think we're kind of cooked. But let's go ahead and just unpause the wave just like so, and yeah, holy crap. Wait, what? Okay, well, so for starters, we have to do this pretty quickly. All right, so let's go free cam mode just like so. And as you guys can see, okay, the model on Sandy Helpy is actually not that bad. All right, I'm gonna try and rate him pretty quickly though. As you guys can see, he has sunglasses on, he's got a red bucket as his hat, and he is obviously literally sand but Helpy, and he has a sandcastle next to him as well. The detail is actually pretty nice on him, if I do say so myself. I mean, bro's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna say, okay, all right, like a 7 out of 10 for the first model. We have to be pretty decent about this. We can't be like overly judgy, but we have to be pretty judgy. Now it's time to rate the animations, and as far as animations goes, he's just kind of moving back and forth. As you guys can tell, he's just kind of moving back and forth like an AFK animation, so there's no real hitting animation. So I would say like a 2 out of 10 on the animations. Bro's animations are going very low today. I just know. But as far as the VFX goes, as you guys can clearly tell, the VFX are actually looking really freaking clean. So I would give the VFX, hold on, wait, we have a boss for 350,000. Let's see how fast we can kill a 350,000 HP boss. Somehow Helpy is actually hitting over here. Oh wait, it's because our jar of pickles were already placed down. So okay. Oh, I didn't even go over his stats either. All right, guys, so I am finally back. All right, I actually checked his damage per second. All right, and he's doing 8,157.7 damage per second. And now I'm gonna rate his VFX easily a 10 out of 10. And the reason being, okay, is because Sandy Helpy is an epic unit. So it kind of just, I don't really know. I would say for an epic unit, having this good of VFX, that automatically makes him like a very high tier unit in my opinion. But he has 2,953.1 damage, okay, and he has 76.8 range, which is probably like, I mean, this is almost full map range on Endless 5 at least, because you guys know that we always do Endless 5. It has the best map shape, and it's actually a pretty like decently small map. I think that a unit would only have to have like 70 range and be in the middle to like hit over the whole entire map. But he also has a 0.362 cooldown as well, and he's doing almost 10,000 damage per second. So for an epic unit, I would say this is like really good. Now this is obviously with boosters. He has max stats on him as well. He has max everything, and as you guys can tell, oh my gosh, wait, I think we're about to end up taking a hit. Also, very sorry for like being slow, guys. I'm very rusty on this. We had to use the trusty calculator a little bit late into the freaking video because I'm not locked in. But we're on 40 out of 100 HP, so we're probably about to die very quickly now. Oh, and that's definitely gonna hit. There's no way. Yep. Okay, so we have 20 HP left. Are we going to make it to the second boss? These guys have 225,000 HP in the middle here, and I don't really know if Sandy is a single hitting unit or not. It doesn't really seem like it, but oh my gosh. Oh, it did hit. It had 7,000 HP left, bro. GG's to our Sandy Helpy. All right, guys, so we are now in the next game. So let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier in the game once again. Now, I'm going to place the Bidybabs right here. Now, this is Bidybab. All right, I'm going to explain this in just a second. We're going to do the same placements as last time. This is yet another epic unit that I have never seen, and we can place approximately 3 of them. So we're going to see how this goes. But let's go ahead and unpause the wave. All right, and let's go ahead and go over their stats first. So as you guys can tell, all right, and I did check the type of unit that this thing is. All right, it is a single stun unit. So it does stun a lot of enemies, which is really good. But as you guys can see, all right, they are doing 23,625 damage every 0.724 seconds. And they also have 40 range, which I don't think is true. Yep, they went up to 90 range. That is full map range. And I mean, we weren't even able to get to wave 20 last time. But I think with this being a stun unit and being, I mean, dude, oh my god, this is crazy damage for an epic unit. So we're going to use our trusty calculator that you guys cannot see. It is on my other monitor. I just calculated that this thing is doing 32,631.2 damage per second. That is really good. We're clearing this first boss in the background right now. So this thing is doing 32,000 DPS. It is an epic unit, and it's actually, dude, like, that's insanely good. Oh my god. So for this to be an epic unit and also be stunning and be doing probably the same amount of DPS as some like mythics, I'm pretty sure, is absolutely insane. But let's go ahead and go over like the design and stuff, because I think we're getting near wave 20. As you guys can tell, the design is actually really simple. There's really not that much to go over. The animations are really weird looking though, but I actually find it a little bit cool. I think it's because the animation is moving too quickly though, so it kind of makes it a little bit bad. But the detail on this thing is pretty good. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. Like, the actual model is nothing too crazy, but the animation is probably like an 8 out of 10. It's definitely something really different. I think if we were to maybe, I don't know, like make one where its cooldown was a little bit lower, it would make a little bit more sense. But it looks like it's just kind of like glitching a little bit because it has a 0.7% cooldown, or a 0.7 second cooldown. Yes, I think I'm pronouncing that right? 0.7 second cooldown. Yes. Okay, I was just making sure. Like, I'm so rusty, guys. It's actually insane. I cannot believe I'm actually like back playing FNTD again. But the animations are probably like an 8 out of 10. I can tell that it's a good animation. It's just moving really quickly. And the VFX are a 0 out of 10 because they have no VFX at all. I don't know why they always like add the better units, all right? Because this is a epic that is doing 32,000 damage per second and doesn't have any VFX on it. That is a little bit insane to me, but you know what? It's fine. So let's get the speed on 2, and right as we hit wave 20 right here, we're going to go ahead and sell our range. Now we are back at 40 range. So this is going to get a little bit too competitive because, yeah, I mean, this is just not going good. We need more stuns to roll out. Oh my god, there was nowhere near enough stuns. Dude, we sold our range and went out immediately. GG's to our Bidybab. All right, guys, so we are now in the game. So let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again. And the wave is currently paused because for our next unit, all right. Oh, wait, we can actually place 4 of her. That's actually really good. So let's get one right there. Let's get one right there in the middle. Actually, you know, I think we can just put her like right there, to be fair. Just max upgrade her, and then we can just do something like this because obviously the bosses are going to give us a little bit more trouble. All right, now let's see if their range will update. Well, I mean, this is the shiny Mini-reenas. Okay, I was wanting to tell you guys. Let me go ahead and unpause the wave and let's get to it. So if we look at their stats first glance, all right, they are doing 8,859.4 damage every 0.434 seconds. Now, I also want to mention this is a single hit unit. And those usually aren't that good, as you guys may know, but it has 80.3 range, which is actually really good. Okay, that's basically, actually, that is full map range. Obviously that's with the range boost, but I mean, we have a Mini-reena all the way over here, and it is hitting right here on the exits. So they are very close to actually having full map range no matter where they're at on the freaking map. But let's go ahead and do the DPS real quick. So let me put this number into the trusty calculator. Give me just a second. And they are doing about 20,413.3 DPS. I mean, I know that they're a single hit, but that's actually really good. Let's see how fast all 4 of them can kill this boss. Wow. Okay, that's actually actually, that's not terrible. That could be worse, and if you actually think about it, the range is not going to make that much of a difference. The only difference I would say it's going to make would be this one mini-arena being all alone over here. So maybe I'll do this and just move this one near that one and just upgrade it, because they're going to need the help over there, and we'll have them evenly spread out. So this should be pretty good. I mean, we have 2 on each end, so that'll make our chances go up as much as we can get them to go up, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But let's go ahead and get a closer look at their design. So I mean, their design is actually not bad looking. I kind of like the shoes, to be fair. All right, because I mean, you know, it kind of makes sense. They're a ballerina, mini-reenas. It makes a lot of sense. Okay, but again, these epic units have very simple models, so I would say maybe a 7 out of 10. It could be a lot worse. Okay, 7 out of 10 is not bad. As far as animation goes, it looks like they're throwing the third mini-arena that's on top, like towards the enemies, which I think is honestly kind of cool, because it's basically like skydiving towards the enemies, which I think is like really freaking hilarious. But if I do say so myself, I would say it's a pretty nice animation. I would give it probably like an 8 out of 10. All right, it could be better, but I would give it like an 8 out of 10. It's something that's not too terribly bad. And as far as VFX goes, it is a 0 out of 10, because once again, there are no VFX. But once again, we have another epic unit that's doing a lot of DPS, because again, this thing is doing 20,000 DPS, which is actually pretty good. So hopefully we can finally make it past this boss. I'm gonna try my hardest to get us past this boss and move these guys over there and just see what I can do. But that actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do that, because that's actually breaking the rules. Do you guys want to know why? Because I didn't do that with the other units, so I cannot do that with these. Let's go ahead and turn up the speed a little bit, and let's get something going here, because you guys know I have to review these units pretty quickly. Okay, now obviously the higher we get is the better the animations and VFX are probably going to be, including damage and all that good stuff. So the reviews are probably going to be better, and we're going to be making it farther into the waves. You guys already know how this works. We're now on wave 20. Let's go ahead and sell our range. They are down to 35 range. Okay, that is actually pretty buns. Wait, oh, we're not gonna die already. Okay, I keep on forgetting that jar of pickles, okay, slows them down too, so it just doesn't really make it any better at all. Like, jar of pickles is are slowing here, so this just makes it really bad. GG's to our mini-reenas. All right, guys, so we are now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again, and let's get with this. So our next unit, we can place 3 of her, so I'm gonna do something similar to last time. I'm gonna get one right there and one right there. Now this is Vanessa. Okay, now this one is probably actually gonna be pretty good, because she is a slowing unit, and she is also cone AoE. Now let me go ahead and unpause the wave just like so, and let's go ahead and look at her stats. So she is doing 2,657.8 damage every 0.362 seconds. She has 76.8 range, which is actually pretty good. All right, that is basically full map control. I mean, if we look at the one in the middle, she has full map control. That is with the range booster, though. You guys know that we have to sell the range booster at wave 20. But if we do take a look at her stats, and I'm going to do a quick little DPS check. Okay, I'm putting it into the calculator right now, and she is doing 7,341.9 DPS, okay, which is actually really good. 7,000 damage per second. She does cone AoE, which is also really good. And on top of all of that, she is a slowing unit, which could help out a little bit. She does like 20% slowing. I'm pretty sure that is her passive, because apparently epic units have passives now. I had no idea. But this one we can clearly give a better review on. Look at the freaking model. I love the model. She looks like she has 2 freaking lightsabers in her hand. She has a very nice outfit going on. She looks like a freaking cameraman from Toilet Tower Defense. All right, let me never say that again, because that's probably going to make a lot of people mad. I'm just kidding, please, guys. But let's see. Okay, yeah, she's a slow boss killer. You know, it makes sense. But hey, she's a slowing unit too, and she also does cone AoE. And the cone AoE is going to come in handy whenever we're trying to kill the bad guys, because our damage and cooldown boosters are still there. We're just taking away range and a lot of our slowing. So we'll see how that goes. But as far as the model goes, it's actually a really nice model. So I'm going to give this like maybe a 8.5 out of 10. It's actually a really good model. As far as the animation goes too, it's a very simple animation. Let me actually get a quick little zoom on this as well. As you guys can see, very simple animation. She kind of just jumps around, swings both of her little lightsabers, but it also has a little bit of like a VFX slash like laser effect coming off of it, which I think looks really nice on it. I'm going to give the animation like a 9 out of 10, because sometimes simple is better, and I think that it honestly looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and do 2 times speed, because because she has 0 VFX. So 0 out of 10 on the VFX. Again, she's doing 7,000 damage per second. We're gonna see how long she can last, all right? I mean, I think that she can last pretty long. I'm doing pretty good with going fast on these unit reviews for you guys, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me for 2 hours straight, and I don't have to edit for 14,000 years of my life. But on a real note, if you have made it this far in the video, make sure you comment 6-7 in the comment section, because why not? Or like maybe just tell me hi and like welcome me back, because I really missed you guys and I love you guys a lot. I'm so sorry for literally leaving for 6 months. I will start playing this game again and getting consistent. That is a promise. But we actually did lose 20 HP as I was just sitting there yapping, so maybe this is a bad sign. You know what? I'm quitting the game again. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm just joking. All right. Well, I don't know why we're losing HP. Oh, it's the LOL bits. Oh, just like it used to be. It's the LOL bits. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. I hate the LOL bits, guys. And yes, I'm calling it that on purpose to make people mad. Yes, I am. Dude, are we seriously? Like, oh my god. Okay, yeah, I guess Vanessa technically is worse than the other epics because she does have like the lowest DPS, I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, let me go ahead and sell our jar of pickles. Yeah, we're about to get crushed. Yeah, we're getting crushed. There's just nothing we can do. Dude, she was not holding up at all. That's 7,000 DPS. Bow, wow, wow. GG's to our Vanessa. All right, guys, so we're now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest game mode once again, or hardest modifier, sorry. And we can place 2 of this unit, so let's actually get them in our usual spot. I think maybe, okay, maybe I'm gonna place him like this instead, kind of like how we used to, and we're just gonna kind of call it a day. Yeah, because he has 43 range max. I think that should be okay, because that is without the booster, because we have the wave pause, so it doesn't really count for it yet. But this is our first mythic unit. Now, this is Gregory, guys, all right? And he does continuous splash. He does not have a passive. Let's go ahead and unpause wave. So Gregory here, all right, is doing, holy crap, 4,429.7 damage every 0.09 seconds. That is a really good cooldown. Holy crap, dude. And he has 97.8 range, so that is literally full map range. They both have full map range, which this is really good. All the way up until wave 20 is whenever it might just start getting cooked just a little bit. But again, he does a continuous splash. But let's go ahead and get a DPS check on this guy. I'm currently checking it right now as we freaking speak. Oh my gosh, so Gregory here is doing 49,218.8 damage per second. That is really good for a mythic unit. That is a huge step up from the units that we had earlier. And he's doing continuous splash, which splash in FNTD is not the best. Okay, it could be better. Ooh, clearing the boss very quickly there. Continuous splash could be better. Okay, it's not the best, but you know, it's better than nothing. All right, I would say splash damage is definitely not as good as nuke, 110 freaking percent. But we are clearing these waves quickly, so I have to hurry up and get a very quick review on this. I am going to go ahead and say that this model is a 9.5 out of 10, and I'm gonna stand on that. It's not a 10 out of 10 because it's nothing too crazy, but as you guys can see, I love how he like crouches down as well. It looks very clean. He's shooting his guns. He has some a nice robot suit going on, and it's just Gregory. All right, this is just Gregory. And as far as the animations goes, he's like crouching down, and then he's also like vibrating like he's actually shooting something, which I think is really nice. So I'm obviously going to give his animations like a 9 out of 10 as well. And as far as the VFX goes, that is a 0 out of 10 because there's no VFX. And yeah, again, he's doing 50,000 DPS, and I'm gonna leave him in the same spot because I haven't moved any of the other units, so I have to leave him here. But we're gonna see how this goes. Let's go ahead and sell our range really quick. Like, all right, 537,000. Oh wait, yeah, it's a 537,000 point. I mean, you know, 537.5 thousand HP boss. Let's see if we can beat this, because there's only one Gregory going up against this thing. Let's see if this Gregory can beat it, and his range will cut off. Oh my god, he beat it. Oh, but I don't think we're gonna beat the circus babies, dude. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get that freaking far with it. Okay, we are surprisingly still going strong. All right, Gregory's not doing too bad, but I don't think he's gonna be holding up for much longer. Is the splash damage gonna be able to save him? Oh no, we got hit on that side. Not good. Let me actually move this Gregory over just a little bit, because that actually is fair, guys. All right, you know, because there's a box right there, so they're not exactly in the same exact spot. But 20 HP, okay, 20 HP, not bad. Okay, this is the farthest we've made it yet. I think is wave 25. This is the farthest that anything has made it yet, so we clearly are going up in rarities. But yeah, wave 25 is going to be our maximum for Gregory here. GG's to our Gregory. All right, guys, so we are now in the game. game. So let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again. And we have the wave paused. How many of these guys can I spawn? Okay, 2. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to spawn one right there. I'm going to spawn one in the same exact spot over there. Now this should actually, okay, yeah, they're basically in the same exact spot. And then let me max them out. So this is Heatwave Sun. Now I'm going to go ahead and unpause the wave. And this is a cone AoE unit. I'm pretty sure it's a cone AoE unit. Okay, I'm trying to remember now. I'm 90% sure it's a cone AoE unit. If you guys don't believe me, you can go back to the start of the video. I think it's a cone AoE unit though. But if we go over this thing's stats, it's doing 45,773.4 damage every 0.434 seconds. And it also has 97 range, which is full map coverage. Like both of these guys have full map coverage all the way up until wave 20, obviously. And there's no passive on this thing either, which is kind of surprising. But let's go ahead and do a quick little DPS check per usual. And this thing is also a mythic unit, and it is doing 105,468.6 damage per second. This thing is absolutely insane. Let's see how fast. Oh yeah, it's clearing out that boss. Oh, it cleared out that boss. Holy crap. Okay, let's get a close-up look at this thing because I really want to see it. As you guys can see, the model is really not that bad looking. It's kind of hard to see his face fully, but the model is looking pretty decent. Bro's got a big smile going on. He's got some nice weird shoes on, and he's literally whacking people with a freaking pool noodle. Heatwave Sun is honestly a pretty clean unit. Bro is not too bad looking. I'm gonna say the model is like a 9 out of 10, and the animations are pretty good as well. He's kind of swinging the pool noodle around, like whipping it around his head and then just like hitting them again with it. Now again, since their cooldown is so fast, it most likely isn't like fully accurate with the animation. It probably looks a little bit like different whenever their cooldown is not like, 0.4 freaking seconds. All right, we're on wave 20. Let's go ahead and sell. But I'm going to give the animation like a 9 out of 10. It's pretty simple as well. And there's no VFX. I'm pretty sure there's no VFX actually. Yep, there's no VFX. So 0 out of 10 on the VFX. And we are actually clearing the boss with just one of them. Now, again, guys, just one of them is doing 105,000 DPS. So we have 200,000 DPS on the field right now. But as you guys can see, their range is downgraded to 43 now, which is not that bad. Okay, that is not that bad for no range booster. 43 freaking range. That is not that bad. But again, they're doing 105,000 DPS each, so that's actually not bad either. And they have cone AoE, so as you guys can see, they're actually holding their own. We're lasting a pretty long time here. I can tell that they might actually end up making it to wave 30 and maybe even beating the boss, who actually like knows. But I mean, as you guys can see, he basically has full map range whenever it comes to reaching this exit over here. We just need this one to be able to reach the exit over there, which as you guys can tell, they're basically in the same exact spot because this box is right here. It kind of throws me off a little bit, but they're in the same spot. All right, but this guy is not doing too bad. He's actually holding up his own. I'm kind of proud of bro. I have to be honest. Heatwave Sun is really not that bad of a freaking unit. Now again, this is Shiny Vengeance, fully maxed out stats, best boosters in the game. I mean, but we're still seeing how far they can make it because this is the hardest modifier. This is not an easy modifier. This is literally the hardest modifier for endless, and 90% of units couldn't even make it this freaking far, to be fair. But we actually just cleared the wave 30 boss. This is huge, dude. This is the farthest we've made it in this whole entire freaking video. Let me get double speed going as well. I did, however, forget about that. That is my bad, guys. All right, we are about to hit wave 40, and boom, we just hit wave 40, actually, right as I freaking said that. All right, we have the wave 40 boss, but there are still regular enemies coming out. But oh my gosh, what the heck was that? Wait, why did it just take that much HP? Wait, does he have a passive? I did not check if Heatwave Sun had a passive. I'm about 90% sure he did not have a passive. But I'm thinking, okay, oh, this is what I'm thinking. All right, since there were other enemies spawning and the boss wasn't fully like moving yet and the health bar wasn't there, as it was hitting the other enemies, it was also hitting the boss because it's cone AoE. So it low-key got some extra hits on it. That's actually pretty insane how it just got some extra hits for freaking free. Yeah, why is bro getting hits for free? What is going on? I'm like, what am I witnessing right now? So we're about to make it to wave freaking 50 with 105,000 DPS unit, and it is cone AoE, and I think his 43 range is definitely helping him out a lot here. And I guess we're just gonna see what happens at wave freaking 50. All right, we're about to be at wave 50 right now. All right, boom, let's get it going. So we have 1.72 million HP boss. Now it's probably gonna get some hits on it. This is the circus baby. She moves really quickly. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, it's already out of his range, and the circus circus baby makes it to the freaking exit, dude. GG's to our Heatwave Sun. All right, guys, let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again. And for this one, it's going to be a little bit different. So we can place 3 of this guy. Okay, wait, this is actually the first secret unit of the video, and we can already place 3 of him. That is actually really good for us, but this is the prototype Glamrock Freddy. Now, I think I'm just going to double stack it on this side because this is the side where the bosses are at, obviously. Let's go ahead and unpause just like so. And this guy actually stuns enemies for 0.5 seconds. All right, that's his little ability thing, or his passive, sorry. And he does continuous splash stuns. So he does splash damage while also stunning continuously, I'm assuming. But as you guys can see, his stats are insane. All right, he's doing 10,335.9 damage every 0.09 seconds and has 122 range. So from where he's standing, that is obviously full map control completely. All right, that is full map control like crazy. But if we were to take away the range, it would probably still be a lot of map control, and on top of that, we would end up losing the slowing, but I feel like that's okay. But let's go ahead and get a little bit of a DPS check here while you guys watch them absolutely destroy the boss. All right, let me do a DPS check. Give me just a second. Yeah, the boss, I just saw their health bar in my peripheral vision get melted. Wait, so tell me why I can place 3 of these things again? This thing does 114,000 DPS? Bro, when did stuff become so over freaking powered in this game? Okay, I'm gonna keep it completely honest, guys. This video is easily going to be 2 hours. I'm going to try and keep the yapping to a minimum, okay? To a minimum, to spare my time editing. Oh my gosh, dude. 114,000 DPS, and we can place 3 of him, and we can only place 2 of the last unit, and it was freaking mythic. So we can place 3 of this dude, so that's about 300,000 plus DPS on the field right now, and we're already about to hit wave 20, but he's doing continuous splash stun, so I guess the boss is continuously getting stunned, and he also has like a shock thing, which is stunning for 0.5 seconds. So not only is he a stun splash unit, but he's also like can just stun people in general. All right, we did just sell our range and our slowing, and he still has 54 range. So they have full exit control right here, which is, oh my god, yeah, just melted, just absolutely freaking melted. And dude, this one can reach over here too, so the bosses are still cooked, and then this one can also reach the exit over here. Yeah, this is just gonna be insane. But let's go ahead and just get a little bit of a model thing going on here. So as you guys can tell, this thing has no head at all. It has a pretty nice design though, I will say. If we were to look at this thing, look at its little claws around him, it has a little gift in the middle as well. It has some pretty nice detail. You know what? 9.5 out of 10 on the design. As far as the animations goes, it's kind of just like a turning to each unit per, it's turning to each enemy, per usual. And it has like a little, like his thing is kind of shaking a little bit whenever it's like shooting out. So I think this is a pretty decent animation. It's kind of like, it's like a little shivering type of animation, like it's electrocuting them. I would give it like an 8 out of 10. It's nothing crazy. I actually know why I would say 8 out of 10 is generous. All right, 7.5 out of 10 on the animation. And there's no VFX, which is kind of surprising to me. I actually want to test if there's no VFX though. Let me turn on 2 times speed really quickly. 862.5k HP, and yeah, it just got shredded. And there's no VFX either, so I'm gonna do 0 out of 10 on the VFX. This thing's doing 114,000 DPS. Let's try and skip to wave 40 as fast as we freaking can, because this guy is going to be surviving for a pretty long time. All right, we're now on wave 41, I guess, but this thing has 1.25 million HP as a boss, and it just got absolutely freaking melted. All right, let's just skip to wave freaking 50. This is insane, dude. All right, we're now on wave 50, and we have the circus baby. She's going really quickly. Will she make it? Will she make it? Oh my gosh, I was low-key hoping that we were gonna freaking die right there. I'm just kidding, guys. But if I remember correctly, all right, the Anard is the boss on wave 60, and he is also really fast, so we might end up dying by the Anard. We'll just have to skip until then. All right, we have officially made it to wave 60. Let's get a decent boss going here. All right, 2.25 million HP. Let's see. Oh my god, are they gonna be able to take it down? Oh, we're not taking that down. Wow. Okay, so our thing is finally dead. Wow. GG's to our prototype Glamrock Freddy. All right, guys, so we're now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again. So once again, we can place 3 of this unit. I don't know why we can place 3 of this unit. This actually like genuinely makes no sense at all. This is probably just slightly a bad idea, but you know what? It's fine. But this is the Straw Baby, okay? Now, she is splash slow, and her passive, I'm pretty sure, okay, can slow, like, her attacks slow enemies by 50% for 3 seconds. So she does splash damage and slowing. Let's go ahead and unpause the wave. That is actually really good. Oh my god, she has a, oh my god, she has VFX. All right, let's max her out just like so. And let's go ahead and take a look at her stats really quick like. All right, so she is doing 32,484.4 damage every 0.543 seconds. She has 97.8 range. That is full map control. That is really good. All right, let's do a quick little DPS check before we get to the first boss, please. I'm doing this really quickly on my trusty calculator right now. Hold on, guys. All right, she is doing, okay, 59,823.9 DPS. So that's actually really good. She's doing half of what the last unit was doing, but we have to put this into perspective, okay? She does splash damage and also does slowing, and her attacks slow enemies by 50% for 3 seconds. So that is really good on the slowing here. And obviously splash damage, which is absolutely insane. So let's go over the design of this thing, because this one is going to get a little bit more in depth. I'm gonna be honest here. The design is crazy. All right, I don't care what anyone says. The ice cream machine right here is crazy. I mean, see, we can even see like whenever she shoots some enemies over there really quick. Like, can she please? Okay, yeah, we can see the back of the ice cream machine. There's a lever, obviously. We can obviously see her as well, and she's dressed up as a strawberry, and she's hitting with ice cream. And the ice cream has like doors on it, which I think is really nice, and some exclamation marks instead of like, you know, having some flavors on it. I think this is a really nice design. I'm gonna say a 10 out of 10 on the model, and I really don't care what anyone says. I will stand on that. 10 out of 10 on this model. This one is by far the coolest unit that we have had in this video so far. If we go over the animations, she's kind of just like swinging the ice cream around. Really, I mean, nothing too crazy. Oh wait, let me sell the jar of pickles real quick, just like so. Let's see if her slowing is still working. Oh my god, this boss is so freaking slow. Oh wow, she's doing 50% slow too. That is really good. Oh my god. So we have about 60,000 DPS per straw baby. So this means that we have about 180,000 DPS down right now. She does have 43 range, and this one cannot reach over here. So we only have 2 of the strawberry, we only have 2, sorry, out of the 3 straw babies that can hit the boss and basically hit towards the exit as well. But let me go ahead and rate the animation like a 6 out of 10. It's nothing too crazy. She kind of just jumps and swings with the ice cream cone. It's nothing too insane, but let's go ahead and rate the VFX, and oh my gosh, 10 out of freaking 10. Yo, dude, are we seeing these VFX? This looks insane. So there's basically like just a strawberry, like, I don't know, cloud splash something that's just coming from the sky, but this is even more accurate, and I don't know why they don't do this with every single splash damage unit, or maybe well, every single splash unit in the game, like type of unit, because it's just really annoying, because like, bro, we have you know, insane potential for some good VFX going on here. And as you can clearly tell, guys, since she does splash damage, it makes a lot more sense. Let me go ahead and turn on 2x speed as well. This is with 2x speed. Look at how slow this boss is moving. Oh yeah, she's oh freaking P. But it's just like a strawberry splash thing, and it kind of just indicates that she does splash damage because of how good the VFX is. But as you guys can tell, the VFX is just, oh my god, it's just perfect. It doesn't last for too long. It's not, you know, it's not on the screen for too long. It's not too overwhelming. It's just a very nice little like strawberry ice cream like splat looking thing, and I think it just looks very nice. So this is by far the best looking unit out of the whole video so far, and we're gonna see how far she can make it. Her slowing is probably going to come, you know, in handy here. So I guess we'll just continuously see how everything's going, and I'll see you guys at wave freaking 40. All right, here we go. I think she's gonna get a head start as well. Yep, she got a freaking, oh my god, she literally took down half his HP because she got a freaking head start. She got to hit the other units, and the splash damage was hitting the boss. Yo, dude, oh my god, that's so over freaking powered. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. We'll see if Circus Baby Boss can beat her. I think the reason why she's getting a head start though is because of the 2x speed. For some reason, it like just throws out a bunch of random enemies. I really have no idea why, but we're gonna see if Circus Baby or Nard can take us down, and if they can't, because they're 2 fast bosses, then the other bosses probably aren't going to either, because they are not fast bosses, and her slowing is just way too freaking good. All right, we're now on wave 50. Let's see. Yep, we're gonna get some extra units. So oh my god, they're getting so much damage in. They just got Chica. Oh, wow. So they took almost half her HP. Hold on. She's actually moving through it really quickly. Oh, wow. We actually lost to Circus Baby there. Wow. She was not really getting slowed at all. I'm kind of surprised by that, actually. GG's to our straw baby. All right, guys. So we are now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again, just like so. And we can only place one of this unit. Okay, this one is going to be a little bit more interesting because I do have to place this in probably the best spot physically possible. So this is the Birthday Bash Bonnie. Now this guy is a nuke type of unit, which is really good. This is the upgrade from splash damage, and he's going to have probably a really good range. Let's actually just max him out and see how far his range goes. All right, so he's going to have 54 range, so that's actually really good because we can only place one of them. He's still going to be able to hit the exit over here for the bosses, and he's still going to be able to hit some enemies over here as well. So this is obviously without the upgrades, and this is already looking really good, but his passive, okay, it's hard to explain, so let me explain it. I think whenever he hits, all right, he's going to be dropping like little birthday candles, and I guess that the piles last 3 seconds, and I guess whenever an enemy steps into it, it does burn damage over 3 seconds, and it's like more than the damage he does. I mean, all right, let me just unpause because all you guys really need to know is that it's just going to be doing damage. I think that we just witnessed it right there. Yeah, these little candles that are lasting, I guess candles, I guess those are candles. They're lasting for like 3 seconds. That is really good. Oh my god, that's actually really good because whenever he hits, all right, this burn damage stuff is staying on the entrance and it's killing enemies before that they can even walk out. We've barely even seen the enemies and we're already almost on wave freaking 10. All right, let's go ahead and look at his stats. I'm scared to look at this. Okay, well, actually, never mind. I guess the range hadn't applied just yet, but this guy is doing 236,250 damage every 0.724 seconds, and he's doing he has 122 range, so that's full map control all the way up until wave 20. He's going to two-shot this thing, and it's going to be a quick little 1-2, like so. Yeah, that was just absolutely freaking insane. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick little DPS check while we're at it. So 236,250 divided by 0.724. So this guy is doing 326,312.1 freaking damage per second. That is absolutely insane. So he's doing 326,000 DPS, which is just absolutely freaking crazy. He has these candles that spawn and just do consistent burn damage for like 3 seconds after he hits, which is really good. And I mean, yeah, I really have nothing else to say about this guy. I'm kind of just stalling until wave 20 because I want to go over the design. You know what? I'm just gonna do that really quick. So this guy does have a glitch where he's like floating in the air, which I think is like pretty crazy, but the design on him is actually insane. He's just a full-on birthday cake. He has balloons behind him. He has a nice gun that has a birthday cake on it as well. Let me go ahead and sell our jar of pickles just like so, and let's see how fast, all right, this guy can destroy 500,000 HP boss. So he's gonna have some burning effect going along with that. I mean, as you guys saw, his HP was going down progressively, which was pretty insane. But the design of this guy is honestly really good. I like how it's simple. I like the cake design. I like the gun. What else would I say here? I mean, I'll give the design like an 8.5 out of 10. It's nothing too insane. The animation is just him kind of shooting his gun. That's a 5 out of 10. All right, I don't care what anyone says. I know people might get a little bit mad at that, but it's a very simple like animation. There's nothing like too insane about it. As far as VFX goes, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. All right, every VFX so far has been really good. We're still only on the secret units, and I've been recording for an hour, but we're still only on the secret units, and for secret units, these are some pretty crazy VFX. I mean, as you guys can see, he has like a burning candle pile, and I mean, I guess you could say it's candles, but it looks more so like icing, but it's kind of just like bubbling up, and I really just like how it looks. So the VFX are easily a 10 out of 10, 100 freaking %. And again, this guy has nuke on him as well, so this just makes it practically impossible for the regular enemies to get by because he has a pile that's stopping them, also has the nuke range that's stopping them, and his DPS is just obviously 326,000. So I mean, it's just really good in general. But I will say, even though his DPS is really good, the more HP that these, enemies have is the worse that it's going to get for him. So he might not even survive the regular enemies. It really just depends because his cooldown is still like decently slow, but I'm going to hope that his little piles are going to be able to help him out here. But let me go ahead and just skip to wave 40. Oh wait, we are officially on wave 40. I did not turn on the 2x speed though. That is my bad. All right, let's see if he can beat the hijacked Freddy. Now, this guy is not really quick. The circus baby is going to be a lot quicker than that, but he actually took down the hijacked Freddy pretty quickly. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do to the circus baby. Now, since I do have 2x speed on now, he's probably going to get some extra hits in because he's going to end up shooting at some enemies, and his pyro is going to be taking down that circus baby piece by piece, but I guess we'll just have to see. All right, we're officially on wave 50. Let's see. Yeah, he's probably going to be getting a little bit of damage here. I'm kind of curious to see how much damage he's going to get, though. I mean, he is a nuke unit. Oh, I forgot he was a nuke unit. Yeah, he got a lot of extra hits there. He got freaking lucky, dude. All right, let's just skip to wave freaking 60. All right, we have a 326,000 DPS unit against this wave 60 boss. He did not get any extra hits. Oh, he didn't get any extra hits. It's probably not going to work. Oh, wow. He needed one more hit. I'm actually surprised that a Nard actually got that there. Holy freaking crap. GG's to our birthday bash Bonnie. All right, guys, so we are now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again. And we can actually place 3 of this guy. So let's go ahead and get one right there. Let's get one right there. And let's get one right there. And just go ahead and max them out completely. Now, this is the Drained Coffee. Now, this is a splash damage unit, but his passive, okay, is a booster, and he actually boosts people's damage. So I'm not gonna lie, for a secret unit, let me go ahead and unpause wave. I'm not really expecting a lot from this, okay? But we can kind of, oh, it's just, oh, wait, is it showing damage boost? Did it really just show, okay, I was about to say, there's no way it just showed freaking damage boost, right? So this thing is doing 11,340 damage every 0.651 seconds, and it has 97 range. So that is actually full map range. That's not bad at all, okay? But that is with the booster, all right? Once again, at wave 20, Jar Pickles will be getting sold, or Jar of Pickles will be getting sold. All right, let's do a quick little DPS check though, just like so. This thing is doing only 17,419.3 DPS, which is actually worse than one of the mythic units, I'm pretty sure, and maybe even one of the freaking epic units. So in total, we only have like 50,000 DPS down right now, which is not good at all. Let's see how long it takes to kill this freaking boss. It's probably because this thing is working as a booster as well. But bro, like, why do all the bad units get the good animations? Let's go over the design really quick. Like, I like the design. All right, bro has a little bit of like he has is that like some type of belt that's like a flower? He has a nice like looking seaweed leg as well. He's a robot. I mean, he's holding a fishbowl as well, which I think is pretty cool. It's very different from the coffee unit that usually has coffee in there. Now it's like a fish, and it's a fish, and he's a fish, and yeah, his name is Drained Coffee, so it's like a different type of coffee, and it's also like a fish. All right, let me stop being stupid. Anyways, the design is like a 7. No, okay, I almost said 6, 7. All right, I'm gonna say a 7 out of 10. The animation is literally nothing. I mean, besides the AFK animation, so I'll give it like a 3 out of 10. I'm trying to go really quickly here. And as far as VFX goes, the VFX is actually not bad. Whenever he attacks, it does like a little bit of like a blue flash. I think that's honestly pretty clean. It could be worse, but I'm gonna give it a harsh, like, probably 7. No, I'm gonna say 7.5 out of 10. It's nothing too crazy, but it definitely is better than the actual like design. This unit is not disappointing. It's just it works as a booster unit, and whenever we're trying to do a solo video like this, it just doesn't really work out because it's not meant for DPS. It does 17,000 DPS for a secret unit. That is absolutely buns. So let's go ahead and sell our Jar of Pickles, and as you guys can see, their range has officially been decreased. I'm pretty sure anyways. It'll eventually be decreased. Their range has been decreased. We just can't tell yet because wait, do they actually have 97 range? Hello? Wait, are they like boosting each other? I'm so confused right now. Wait, they actually made it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do 2x speed. Yeah, let's get this rolling. Yeah, I mean, as you guys can tell, they're not gonna make it much longer. Yep, that thing's about to hit the base. Wait, what? Yo, are the boosts like just not, are they still here or what? Like, I'm just kind of confused. Okay, I guess I had to like refresh. They're not actually here, I think, because I did just sell the range, so it just it's confusing me just a little bit. but I really have no idea. It seems like we're dying now, so maybe the boost caught up with them. I have no clue. Let me just replace it just like that. You know what? Let's just replace all of them and then see what happens. Okay, well, we replaced and we died completely, so I don't really know. I sold the jar of pickles, though, I swear, guys. GG's to our drained coffee. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again, and let's get this completely started and going. So we can place 2 of these guys, so let's go ahead and get that down. So this is the shiny JJ, all right? The type of unit he is explosion, all right? And his passive is he gains plus 50% damage for every balloon boy variant on my team, which I do not have a balloon boy variant on my team. So let's kind of just unpause the wave and let's max these guys out. Oh, I'm seeing something good already. Let's max them out. Let's get something going here. So in my opinion, explosion is not as good as nuke, but explosion is still really good. But let's go ahead and go over his stats. So he's doing 106,312.5 damage every 0.724 seconds and has 97 range. So 97 range is already full map control. So both of these guys have full map control, which is very good. We can obviously place 2 of them, and let's get a quick little DPS check before we continue the video. All right, and they are doing 146,000 DPS each. So I'm going to go ahead and say that we have almost 300,000 DPS down right now. I mean, we basically have 3,000 DPS on the field right now, and as you guys can tell, that boss got melted. That was actually very, very good. Holy freaking crap. Let's see if we can catch bro fast enough to be able to look at his design. So I'm just going to kind of look at where he's going. He is moving pretty quickly. You know what? I think I might actually pause wave for this one. This is kind of a rare moment, guys, so no one get mad at me. As you guys can tell, his thing is actually very clean. He has the propeller going at the same exact time. He has the jetpack on. He's just flying up in the air. I think this is a really nice looking one in my opinion. I think that the JJ is a very simple design. Let me unpause the wave, and I think we're good now. I'm gonna give the JJ design like an 8.5 out of 10. It's honestly pretty good. And as far as the animation goes, as you guys can tell, he basically just skydives down. Now again, his cooldown is really low, so his animation might not get completed fully, but he's basically skydiving down onto them, which I think, you know, it could be a little bit more clean, but it's very nice. I'm gonna give the animation like a 9 out of 10, and the VFX are automatically a 10 out of 10. Dude, the VFX are just so beautiful every single freaking time. All right, let's sell this jar of pickles right now, and let's see. All right, so his range is 43, so they both are covering their own side. That one's not going to be able to reach, so it's going to be all up to this JJ right here to actually lock in and do something with his life. Let's see if he can do something. Yep, he destroyed that boss. Now let's go over the VFX. So whenever he skydives onto them, it's a big explosion, a big explosion. It has like little pink lines that go around. It's a regular orange explosion, but it also has some pink in there too. For some reason, pink is just this guy's color, but again, guys, nuke is also better than explosion in my opinion. It has a lot more range. Explosion is still good though, okay? So this explosion, it would probably match a little bit better with nuke. I mean, but if this guy was nuke and you could place 2 of them, he would easily be like absolutely freaking broken. So I don't really know how I feel about that. But as you guys can see, he only hits like 2 or 3 units at a time. It just depends on the angle. But the VFX is a 10 out of 10 easy. It looks very nice. Let's go ahead and get our 2x speed going as well, because we are playing no games. We are already done reviewing this unit. We have about 300,000 DPS on the field right now, and this is going well. All right, this is going well. I'm going to continue to let them hit. All right, let's see this. Our first wave 30 boss. Let's see. All right, we have the dismantled Ballora. Now he's probably going to get a few hits. Yeah, I mean, he got about half HP. She is really slow though, so that one doesn't even count. I would say the real boss is probably at wave 50, but we might actually end up dying to the regular people as well. It really just depends here. But I'm going to go ahead and skip to wave 40. All right, we have not been hit yet, and we are now on wave 40. So let's see if the hijack Freddy can do something now. Yeah, our JJ is getting extra hits. Is he going to kill him? Oh my God, he just took like, yeah, that's so stupid. He's getting extra hits, dude. All right, let's see if the circus baby can absolutely put us out of our misery. We're just going to have to see. Oh my gosh, I looked away for 2 seconds and we actually just died. Yo, dude, for some reason, something just started speeding towards the freaking exit, and JJ was not taking that down at all. GG's to our JJ. All right, guys, so we are now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again. So this is the Warp Seer Mangle. She is a secret as well, and we can only only place 2 of her. Now, this is actually the exclusive unit, or the newest one, or, well, the last one, technically, because FNTD2 is a thing now, so this is technically the last exclusive unit in the game. But let's go ahead and max her out completely, and I will explain to you guys what she does. So she is actually a nuke. Now, this one is probably going to be really good and last a pretty long time, because, again, we have 2 on, you know, each side, right? And we can obviously place 2 of her. And she is a nuke, which is really good. And her passive is a little bit confusing, so I'm not really going to explain it. If you want to see it, you're probably going to have to go back to the start of the freaking video. But it's something that has to do with, like, poison damage. So let me go ahead and unpause the wave, and let's look at her stats. So she is doing, all right, 147,656.3 damage every 0.724 seconds. And she has 122 range, which is full map control. And if we were to sell Jar of Pickles, she would probably still at least have like 60 range, which I think is really, really good in my opinion. And it's looking like she has VFX as well. So let's go ahead and do a quick little DPS check. I'm going to go on my trusty calculator. Give me like 2 seconds, guys. All right, so she is doing 203,945.1 damage per second. Now, I'm going to be honest here, okay? I'm going to be completely honest. We have 203,000 damage per second on just one of them. So they are doing 400,000 DPS combined, which is really good. We destroyed that first boss. He is out of the freaking way. So we have 400,000 DPS combined. Now let's go over the design of this beautiful looking thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the design is just peak. All right. She has like 2 arms coming out the back with like some green explosion thingies. She has this little trident type thing that she's holding that has a green orb in it as well. And the fit is just, dude, the fit is fitting. All right. The fit is on freaking fleek. She has a nice like little robe on. I mean, I think, dude, this is a fire design. Oh yeah, and then she also has a knife in her other hand, and then there's something on her neck that has a knife on it too. It looks like a freaking like speaker, but it's like a camera. So she has 2 knives on her as well. Yeah, this is a clean design, dude. 9.5. Actually, you know what? The first 10 out of 10 design. This is a 10 out of 10 design. I don't care what anyone freaking says. Oh, let's sell our jar of pickles very quick like. All right, she is at 54 range now, so this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but the other warp Seer Mangle can still reach the bosses. Oh my gosh. But yeah, each one is covering their sides, so this is actually really good placements on my part, if I do say so myself. And both of them are covering the middle as well, so we still basically have full map control going on here. But anyways, as far as the animations goes, it is nothing too crazy. I'm gonna give that like a 5 out of 10. All right, I'm sick of like the bad animations. Okay, VFX does not make up for it. I'm very, very sorry, but we do have the first 10 out of 10 design, so this is technically the best looking unit of the video so far. But it's now time for us to go over the VFX. Now let me go ahead and do 2 times speed. As you guys can see, the VFX are actually, dude, they are very good looking. Hold on, are we gonna get to see them over here real quick? Oh, that's why I was staying over here. All right, there's the VFX. We can slightly see it, but I think we'll probably be able to see it the best in the middle. As you guys can see, it's like a green orb just explosion. And again, she is a nuke unit, so this is going to be really good. And it's also going to be really good for getting hits on bosses, because you guys know how the little people spawn first. Well, you're about to witness it right now, because look, she is getting a lot of hits. Wait, there's probably going to be a few more that are going to spawn over here. Yeah, she already has done half of her freaking HP, bro, because she got extra hits at the freaking start. But these VFX are a 10 out of 10. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you can just look at it. It looks freaking beautiful. But that is the full review of this unit. We have 400,000 DPS on the field right now in total, and they are doing 200,000 DPS each. And I'll see you guys at wave freaking 40. All right, it is now wave 41, I guess, and she probably got a few hits right here. Yeah, she did. Oh my god. Okay, never mind, bro. Let's just skip to wave freaking 50. Let's see if Circus Baby can do something here. All right, here we go. Let's see if Crazy Circus Baby can do. Yeah, they got some extra hits on her. Okay, that was not fair. All right, let's go to wave freaking 60. All right, here is our Nard. Here we go. Oh wow, is he gonna beat us? Is he gonna beat? Oh my god, dude, no one has made it past the Nard yet. He actually ended up killing us again. GG's to our warp Seer Mangle. All right, guys, so we are now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again, and once again. Now, guys, this unit is fetch. All right, now this is a actual like starter unit, so I'm hoping that we don't make it too far, but this thing actually doesn't seem that bad, and we can place 3 of him as well. Now, his passive is like applying 50% anti-regen, I think, for like 1 second. I think it's like something like that with his normal attacks. And he also does, I kind of forgot the name of but I think it's splash plus bleed, if I'm not mistaken. But let's go ahead and unpause wave and let's look at his stats. So hold on, let me look. All right, Fetch is doing 19,490.6 damage every 0.905 seconds, and he has 104 range, which is actually really good for a starter unit. That is full map freaking control, by the way, for a starter unit. He's probably doing around 20,000 DPS, but we'll do a quick little DPS check just for you guys real quick. I'm using my trusty calculator once again. So he is doing, all right, 21,536.5 damage per second. So we have about 60,000 DPS down right now, which is not too bad to be fair, but it could be a lot better. But again, we're not even at wave 20 yet. So let's go ahead and just go over this guy really quick like. Now the only problem is that he's kind of just out here a lot. We need to kind of move him like right there. All right, and then here, let me make this a little bit easier to like actually see him just for the time being. All right, because he still has 100 and something range, so we're good. As you guys can see, pretty clean looking unit. He's got like a collar on as well. I'm pretty sure it's like something on his neck. He has circuits at the bottom. He completely looks like a rabid just robot dog. Like he would bite your freaking face off, dude. Anyways, the design is probably like a 7 out of 10. It's nothing that's too crazy, but nothing too bad either. He's just really small, and I guess, you know, he's a starter unit, so it makes a lot of sense. And as far as animation goes, he kind of just like lunges forward like he's biting them. I don't think it's really that bad. I'm gonna give that like an 8 out of 10. I mean, it's better than the other animations that we've been getting besides like JJ. He had a pretty good animation too. And as far as VFX goes, it is a 0 out of 10. Bro has no VFX. Now again, this is a starter unit, so it doesn't really matter except for at the start. So they don't really try on the starter units like that. This is probably one of the more underwhelming secrets, but you know what? That's okay. But we're gonna go ahead and do 2x speed because we're really sick of this, and let's get to wave 19 at least. Let's 2x speed through this, and all right, let's just kind of leave it now, and then we're gonna sell right at wave 20 whenever we kill these last people right here, and boom. All right, we're selling our jar of pickles. We are now down to 46 range. Yeah, this is nothing too crazy. I don't think the Fetch will even beat this boss. Actually, you know what? I do think the Fetch will beat this boss, but this is only about 40,000 DPS, and the other units or the other enemies are probably gonna end up spawning soon. Yeah, there they are right there, and he still has a lot to do on them. Bro, chew them alive, bro. Come on, kill them. Yeah, he's not killing the LOL bits. Yeah, that's not happening at all. Is this one even gonna... Oh, wow. 21? I mean, you know, it's a starting unit, so I guess that makes a pretty good amount of sense. GG's to our Fetch. Okay, guys, so we're now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again, and this unit is going to be really cool, guys, so pay attention. This is the Tiger Rock, and we can place 3 of him, okay? And I don't really know what's so cool about him. I just like him. That's really it, you know, but his passive, I think, does like his attacks do like 80% anti-regen for 1.5 seconds, which is pretty good. And the type of unit he is Slash. Now, I don't really know much about Slash. I don't know if it's the same as Splash, but yeah, it's called Slash. So I guess we'll just see how that is. His regular amount though is 49 range, which really isn't that bad, but let me go ahead and unpause the wave and let's just get right into this. So he is doing 106,312.5 damage every 0.724 seconds, and he has 111 range. Okay, 111 range is really good. That is full map control. Now, of course, at wave 20, that will probably end up changing, but let me do a quick little DPS check for you guys by using my trusty calculator once again, and he is doing about 146,840.4 damage per second. So that is probably about, I would say, 450,000 DPS if I'm not mistaken. So it's somewhere around 450,000 DPS with all 3 of them down, which is really good. This guy would be getting his side, and these 2 would be getting this side, and obviously, you know, getting the bosses done as well. Holy crap, they just killed that boss really freaking quickly. All right, well, since we have that done, let's go ahead and start looking at the design. You know, the design, okay, honestly, this is a 10 out of 10 design, and let me tell you why. The guitar is so clean, and I love the color scheme on this unit. I don't know what it is. He has the striped tail, he has the ears going on, he also has the whiskers with what is that, green eyes? Or no, he has 2 different color eyes. I mean, there it is. And his outfit is just clean, bro. I don't know what it is, like in like full glaze too. too, okay? Full glaze. This is just a really good looking unit. 10 out of 10 design. I do not care whoever modeled this unit knows exactly what they're doing, and I really like it. Now, as far as animations goes, he's kind of just, you know, strumming the guitar a little bit. Wait, is it called strumming, or I guess playing the instrument, I guess you could say. And that's, you know, pretty decent. But, oh wait, let me sell my jar of pickles really quickly. Yeah, so we're back down to 49 range. So we're gonna see how fast 2 of them can kill a boss. Let's see how fast 2 of them can kill a boss, and that was honestly pretty quick. I'm not gonna lie. But the animation is nothing crazy. It's pretty simple, but I'm still gonna give it like a 7.5 out of 10 because it's still really good. And as far as VFX goes, we have like this little purple slash in the air. I guess that kind of shows that he's a slash unit. Oh yeah, there's also a little effect whenever they are killing these enemies right here, which I find that pretty cool as well. There's a little purple effect that kind of raises off of them. I guess it's kind of when they get hit. I don't really know if it's like when they die. But whenever he does his attack, it's a nice little slash purple sound effect, or sorry, VFX. I'm gonna say though, I'm gonna say a 9 out of 10 on the VFX. It's nothing too crazy, but nothing too bad either. Now let me go ahead and put on 2 times speed, and I will see you guys at wave 30. All right, we're now on wave 30, and I don't really know how slash works. Wait, did she? Wait, what? Did I just like witness that correctly? Is his slash like, okay, I don't know how the slash type works. If someone could let me know in the comments how the slash type of unit works, that would be great. I don't know how the boss just died there. I guess slash has a really big area when it comes to hitting. Clearly, I have no idea, but we're just gonna go into wave 40. All right, we're now on wave 40, and let's see. Yeah, dude, the boss is dying instantly. The slash damage literally makes it go through. Oh my god, I think Circus Baby might be cooked, and we might have the first unit that can make it past a Nard without a freaking range booster and that insane slow that the jar of pickles gives. All right, we have wave 50. Is she gonna die before she can even make it out? Oh my god, she died too, yo. Okay, skip the wave freaking 60. I'm done with this. All right, we have the Nard. Oh, they took away half his HP, but he's gonna make it. Oh my gosh, he actually just freaking died. Holy crap, we have found our first unit that has made it past wave 60. All right, let's continue, and let's go up to wave freaking 70. All right, we have the wave 70 boss here. Now, this guy's not quick at all. Yeah, he's going to get his, you know, cheeks absolutely slapped, and yep, and he's done. All right, let's go to wave 80. Okay, we did beat the wave 80 boss, guys, but my recording kind of messed up, but I mean, we're still in the game. I'm gonna unpause the wave, and we're going to continue to wave 90. All right, guys, we are now on wave 90, 4.28 billion HP. Surely, okay, surely we die here. We don't even have a range upgrade, and we're actually gonna beat this boss, dude. We're actually, dude, oh my god. All right, let's see if the wave 100 boss can compete. 5 million HP. Surely not, dude. I mean, he already lost 1 million of his HP. We only have 2 guys hitting him. Oh my god, no way. No way he doesn't make that. No way he does. Oh my god, you're actually, like, you're not serious. Wait, these circus babies are actually hitting us. Oh wow. Oh wow, it finally took us out. Holy freaking crap. Wave 107, dude. GG's to our Tiger Rock. Okay, guys, so we're now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier in the game once again, and once again. So we can only place 1 of this unit. Okay, this is a little bit interesting here, actually. So this is the L Jelly Chip. Now, this guy is Zap plus Boost. So he actually boosts your unit's cooldown, and he does Zap as well. So he can hit up to 10 enemies, stunning them for 0.5 seconds as well. So he's actually very overpowered, but let's go ahead and unpause the wave and get straight into this. So holy crap, what the heck was that? I just saw like a flash on my, oh, okay, he just, okay, oh, and he's, okay, yep, oh, okay, all right, anyways. So he is doing 118,125 damage every 0.495 seconds and has 97.8 range, so he has full map range too, and he also can hit up to 10 enemies, and he zaps and stuns and all that that good stuff, and also boost your units, but obviously that's not important right now. I see why you can only place one of them though, because he can hit up to 10 people, so he's already really overpowered. And then if you could place like 2, they would just be able to boost each other, and the cooldown would just be like basically over freaking powered. Let me do a quick little DPS check though. So we have 118,125 divided by 0.495. So he is doing 238,636.3 damage per second. That's actually really good. He's doing almost 300,000 DPS, which is really good for just one singular freaking unit. He's just zapping people left and right. Again, he can hit up to 10 enemies, which is absolutely insane because he's practically one-shotting these freaking guys. But let me get a quick little glimpse of his design on his unit. I like the jellyfish design. I think it looks pretty good. He also has some teeth on him as well. He's got some nice feet going on there. All right, you know, his freaking toes are like freaking humongous. And then he also has like a little cape too. He just looks like a jellyfish, and he's playing like a conch shell, it looks like, and he's shooting out just electric freaking bolts of lightning. So I would say he has about I would give him like an 8.5 on the design. As far as the animation goes, I mean, he's kind of just like, you know, playing the conch like an instrument. Let me sell my jar of pickles real quick. How much range does he have now? I'm kind of curious. Hold on, let me place him back down again. Yeah, he's on 43 range. Oh my gosh. So as far as animations goes, I'm gonna try and speed this up really quickly. I'm gonna give him like not that much for the, oh my god, he just took down that whole entire freaking line. I'm gonna give him maybe like a 7 out of 10 on the animation. It's actually like a 6.5 out of 10. It's nothing like too crazy. Maybe a 6 or a 7 on the animation. Get it, guys? All right, I'm sorry. I'm so freaking sorry. As far as VFX goes, it's just a regular kind of thing that a Nard, I'm pretty sure, has. It's just the electric effect. I would give the VFX still like a 7.5 out of 10, just for the simple fact that like it's still really clean looking. And as you guys can see, all right, he can barely reach over here. He has like this little reach point right here, and look, he's about to take down a whole entire boom. Just takes down a whole entire line of them. Like absolutely freaking crazy, dude. The zap in this game is one of my favorite things by far whenever it comes to a type of unit, and it just makes him really over freaking powered. But let's go ahead and skip to wave freaking 30. All right, we're on the wave 30, boss. Are we gonna clear that? Yes, we are. All right, let's skip to wave freaking 40 now. All right, we are now on wave 40. Now he can hit a bunch of people at the same exact time, so I'm kind of worried about the boss here. Yeah, he got like half his HP down. All right, let's skip to the circus baby. All right, we have the circus baby. Let's see if she doesn't get too much HP taken from her. She might end up winning this. Oh my god, he's shooting way, dude, the stun is crazy. She was walking slow. Okay, I don't know if he's gonna beat a Nard or not. It just depends. All right, we're now on wave 60. Let's see what a Nard can do. He's not gonna get too many hits on a Nard, I don't think. Yep, he only got him down to 2 million HP. Oh yeah, he's making that. He's making that. Yep, and there it goes. He is down for the frickin' count. GG's to our L Jelly Chip. Okay guys, so we're now in the game. Let's go ahead and click the hardest modifier once again, and let's just get started with this. So this is the Porcelain Weaver Chica, I'm pretty sure it is. Let me check. Yes, it's the Porcelain Weaver Chica. Now this thing spawns cupcakes. All right, that's all we really need to know. It's, you know, she has a pretty confusing passive, and I'm pretty sure she's also pierce as well, and piercing units in this game are really good. Let's just go ahead and unpause wave because this is going to be absolutely freaking insane. As you guys can see, yeah, her thing has 826,000 HP. Oh my god. She's doing 177,187.5 damage every 0.724 seconds. She has 122 range, so that's full map freaking range. So me taking away this jar of pickles is doing nothing besides just like making the enemies move faster and taking away her range, because this one will still be covering her side fully and this one will still be covering her side fully. This one has a lot of freaking potential, I'm gonna be honest, but let's go ahead and get a quick little DPS check here. We have 177,187.5 divided by 0.724, and she is doing 244,734.1 damage per second. That is absolutely freaking insane. So we have basically 500,000 DPS on the field right now, which is insane. Yeah, that boss got taken out immediately. So basically 500,000 DPS on the field. That's just, I mean, oh my god, bro, that's just freaking insane. The Porcelain Weaver Chica is easily one of the best spawners in the game. Is that a million HP? Yep, that is a million HP actually. So never mind, it has like 1.7 million HP as her spawn. Yeah, look, her spawn is literally, oh my god, yeah, 1.7 mil HP. Holy freaking crap. So as you guys can see, the design on her is really cool as well. Oh my god, that's a cool animation. It's very simple but very nice. She has a very nice color scheme going on. I would say design-wise, with the red shoes, the dress, the windy thing on the back, that is very clean. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 on the design. I think that the design of this unit is honestly pretty freaking cool, if I do say so myself. It's about to be wave 20, but the animation, okay, is also really cool. She kind of just like lunges forward. Let me delete the jar of pickles real quick. Yeah, she still has 54 range. She's covering her side fully, and she can still reach over here too. Oh my god, bro, the boss is already dead. But the animation is very clean. She kind of just lunges forward, and then also the thing on the back spins, which is a very slight thing, but I think is really nice. And then her foot kind of stomps out too. I think that the animations are very cool. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 on that as well. Just the spinny thing on her back is already like really insane. And then she has her spawns, of course, but those are not VFX. As you guys can tell, she has no VFX, so the VFX are a 0 out of 10. Let me go ahead and do the double speed because I'm really trying to get through this, guys, because if I'm being honest, we have a lot of units to go, and I'm not realizing how big this video is going to freaking be, and I'm probably gonna be running out of storage space to even record this freaking video. But yeah, guys, but this is a pretty cool unit, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna take a while to get her down. Yep, and then we just killed that boss easy. I didn't even have any freaking time to talk. All right, wave 40, here we come. All right, we're on wave 40. I know we're gonna kill this boss very, very quickly because the spawn's just gonna come out as well. Yeah, you know, our regular attacks are already doing 500,000 DPS, so we're gonna freaking murder it anyway. All right, we're going to freaking wave 50. All right, we're on wave 50. Is the spawn gonna kill it before it can even get out? Oh, well, we already got a bunch of hits on it anyway because we do freaking pierce damage. Oh my god. All right, let's try wave freaking 60. All right, here we go. Unforgiving Anard. All right, I mean, is he gonna get some pierce damage on him? Oh no, the spawn's gonna take him out. Dude, he only took away half of the spawn's HP. Oh my god, wave 70, here we freaking come. So guys, I knew that Porcelain was going to make it pretty far, so I ended up skipping all the way until like wave 100 or something. Now this wave 110 boss should be the last one, hopefully, because I think that it's the next fast boss after Anard on wave 60. Porcelain Weaver did make it past all these though, because she's a really good spawn unit, so this does make a lot of sense if I'm being honest. Well, let's go ahead and get to wave 10 though, or wave 110, sorry. Ooh, we did do, oh my god, we just lost 80 HP. Yeah, we're probably gonna die on this circus, baby. She has 5 million HP. She moves really quickly. I think we're gonna end up dying here. Yeah, we're cooked. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm glad we finally died. Holy crap, dude. It didn't start getting hard until like wave 105. That was freaking insane. GG's to our Porcelain Weaver Chica. All right, guys, so we're now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest game mode once again, and let's get through this quickly. So this is Jackie. We can place 2 of her actually, which is pretty good. Let's go ahead and do that, and let's upgrade her. So her attacks, all right, or her passive, right, applies 60% slow for 5.5 seconds whenever she attacks, and also stuns them for like 0.5 seconds, and she's also cone AoE, and we can place 2 of her. So this is going to be really good. Let's go ahead and unpause the wave, and oh my gosh, she has some animations about her too. Wait, this is actually going to be really good. Oh, I can just tell this is going to be freaking good. So she is doing 103,359.4 damage every 0.905 seconds. So she actually has a relatively slow cooldown compared to the other, you know, people, and she has 129 range, so her side should be covered fully, and she's probably going to be able to hit the bosses too, which is going to be crazy because she has some insane range. So whenever we sell the jar of pickles, it's not really going to do much, and she does slowing on her own as well, which just makes this even more insane. But let's go ahead and calculate her DPS real quick. So 103,359.4 divided by 0.905. All right, I just did that on the trusty calculator, and we have 114,000 damage per second. So she's doing, or well, they're doing almost 230,000 damage per second combined. So that's actually a really good amount. We took out that first boss just like so. Now let's kind of move her out a little bit because she has some crazy range right now, so we can actually get like a good review of her design really fast. Let's turn the camera around and let's go down. So as you guys can see, wow. All right, the design is really good. Number one, I like how the arms actually look like they're the arm flaying, wave flaying tube man, or however the heck you say it. All right, you guys know what I'm talking about. She has a spring back there, and she also just like has the cloud clown mask on. This is very in detail though. Look at that angle. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, insane detail. Let's just put her back where she was at. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say 10 out of 10 design. This is probably one of the best looking units in the game. I just find something so cool about this unit, but her animations though, I will say, are pretty decent because her spring moves as well. If you guys haven't noticed, her spring also moves like a little tail. All right, let's go ahead and sell our jar of pickles real quick though. Oh, she only has 57 range. That's not like too crazy, but to be fair, they're both going to be hitting the boss still. Yeah, the boss is getting freaking crushed. Dude, the boss is moving so slow because she has 60% slow and is stunning them at the same time. How do you slow and stun at the same time? And she does cone AoE, so she's also going to get extra hits on the bosses too. So let's go ahead and do double speed because we already know she's going to make it pretty freaking far. But her animations are probably like a 7 out of 10. It's nothing too, actually no, I would give it like maybe like an 8 out of 10, I would say. It's a pretty good looking animation, I'm not gonna lie. As far as VFX goes, it's actually the same thing as the other Slash unit as Tiger Rock, so I'm not gonna lie, probably like a 7 out of 10 for using the same thing, but I mean, it would usually be like an 8 or 9 out of 10, but I'm gonna say 7 out of 10 right now. That finishes the review. We have about 230,000 DPS down with them combined, and yeah, let's go ahead and get to wave freaking 30. All right, let's see how fast this Ballora dies because we have cone AoE. Oh yeah, she already died from the cone AoE alone. All right, awesome. Wave 40, here we come. All right, we now have the Craze Circus baby boss. Here we go. All right, let's see. They did get some extra hits. That was not freaking fair, bro. I think it's honestly because I'm doing the double speed and it like gives them extra hits because they're cone AoE. Anyways, let's get to wave 60, and if we end up beating wave 60, then I'm probably gonna end up just skipping to like wave 100 or 110 because that's where it starts getting like really difficult. All right, we have about 230,000 DPS versus the Unforgiving Anard. Here we go. Are they gonna be able to kill it? Oh, I don't. Oh wow, they actually weren't able to. Okay, well I thought this was gonna be one of the better units, but she still did pretty good. Yeah, GG's to our Jackie. Okay guys, so we're now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again, or game mode, whatever you like to call it, and we can place one of these guys. Now this guy is absolutely insane. This is Into the Pool. Now I'm not gonna lie, okay, this unit is like actually genuinely broken. All right, he applies slow to units and can also pull 3 units in that are under, like, I think if they have like, if they're under 90% of their max HP, he can pull in 3 units at a time and insta kill them. This thing's just naturally like broken and just absolutely freaking insane. Let's go ahead and unpause. I forgot what it does exactly. I think it's like slow AoE something. I have no idea. If you guys want to see that, you probably have to go back to the start of the freaking video because these passives are going to start getting more and more confusing every single time we do them. But he is doing 673,312.5 damage every 1.375 seconds, and he has 132.7 range for now. I mean, you know, he's a solo unit, so he will most likely still have some really insane range going on. Let's go ahead and go over the design of this guy really quickly. Actually, wait, I forgot to do my DPS calculator. Hold on. Oh wait, we can't really do a DPS because this is above 1.3, so yeah, he's just doing that much damage every 1.3 seconds. All right, let's get a design check real quick. That's why I moved him out here. I'm not gonna lie, 10 out of 10 design. You want to know why? Because it's simple. It has a palm tree, there's Bonnie right here, and he has a floaty. He also has 3 squid tentacles because, you know, he can insta-kill 3 people at the same exact freaking time, and he just insta-killed that boss, by the way. He has a little spin move. This is just a nice 10 out of 10 design. He just looks freaking beautiful, dude. He's freaking beautiful. And as far as, yeah, I mean, as you guys can clearly tell, I was right, okay? He does like slowing. He does some type of AoE, but he is full AoE. So this is a crazy AoE unit. This might even be crazier than OMC. He is only a nightmare, so maybe it's not as crazy as OMC, but this is insane because he pulls in 3 people and can insta-kill them, and he also he has full-blown AoE. That is like so freaking broken. It's actually freaking crazy. As far as his animations go, though, I would say his animations are like a 9 out of 10. Actually, you know what? A 10 out of 10. You want to know why it's a 10 out of 10? Because all the other animations have been nothing compared to this. He ducks down in the water, and then after he ducks down in the water, his tentacles start spinning around, all 3 of them. Let's go ahead and delete our jar of pickles. So now his range should go down to 59. That's still really good. That's, oh my god, bro. Yeah, he's gonna one-shot this boss. Watch, here we go. Boom, he's freaking gone. He has full-blown AoE still, so this really doesn't make any difference. Like, he still has basically full map control. So So, yeah. But his animations are a 10 out of 10. He has no VFX about him. He's just over freaking powered. Yeah, let's go ahead and get 2x speed on. And, let's kind of just see where he dies at. I have no idea, because what I'm confused about is that if he doesn't one-shot the boss on wave 50 whenever they actually start, like, getting good, because I'm going to go ahead and skip to the wave 50 boss. But if he doesn't one-shot that, then, he's probably just going to slow them down or eat them alive. I don't know if he can eat the bosses alive or not, but I guess we'll just have to freaking see. All right, we're now on wave 50. Let's see what happens. Oh, I forgot. Since he's AoE, he's just gonna full kill the boss. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm gonna turn off 2x speed before we get to wave 60. Some of you might call this cheating, but it literally spawns people when it's supposed to be fully focused on the boss. So I want to see if he actually dies to the boss before I mean, do you guys understand like what I'm saying? I'm like holy stutter. But the boss has to have full HP whenever we go up against it. All right, and now we're on wave 60. So now it shouldn't spawn any other units. 225 million HP. Now it's fair. All right, it's fair now. So now if he beats it, it's fair. But he's slowing him down. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna go back to 2x speed, guys, and I will see you guys at wave 100. All right, guys, I did not go to wave 100, but I went to wave 110. I turned off the speed, and now 575 million HP. Let's see if he can beat this boss. Now, clearly he is slowing her down, but I do not think that Into the Pool is going to be able to clear this. He's not going to be able to do it. He's not going to be able to. Yes, he did not do. Wait, what? Oh my god. I forgot about one singular thing. I guess when they're 90% below their max HP, he pulls them in and kills 3 of them at the same time, and he can use it on bosses. So he just pulled the boss in and killed her, and now we're still freaking going. Let's get double speed on. These circus babies are starting to get closer and closer. I'm just gonna hope and pray that we like die at some point. Holy crap. Oh wow, we just got like a bunch of LOL bits just thrown at us and died right as we hit wave 120. That is really hard. Holy crap. GG's to our Into the Pool. Okay guys, so we are now in the game, and let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again, and once again. So this next unit we can actually place 2 of. Wait, let me make sure I have this on pause. Okay, I do. This unit is probably one of the coolest looking units in this whole entire game, and I'm being so honest here. This is the Molten Serpent. Now his passive, alright, is I guess he can hit up to 5 people and do 100% anti-regen on them, which is really good. And then it's also a chain melee type of unit. I don't really know what that means. I guess it creates a chain, and then he can obviously shoot down that chain, I'm assuming. Let's go ahead and just max him out, and let's get unpaused really quick like, and let's get with this. So he is doing 413,437.5 damage every 1.809 seconds. So we can't even use our trusty calculator on this and calculate his DPS, because he is hitting every 1.8 seconds with the best cooldown booster in the game. That is honestly really confusing, but I think it's kind of making sense now, because look, he falls over whenever he does his animation. He falls on the freaking ground. But he has 111 range, which is full map range. Now, of course, whenever we take away our jar of pickles, he's probably going to be able to hit over here. This guy will probably be able to hit a little bit over here, and then he will probably just be able to hit this exit right here, and that's about it. Both of them will be able to hit the middle though, which is good. But now it's time to rate these units. All right, so let me just kind of space this guy out here. Let me do this. We're probably going to kill that boss really quickly, but let me just turn this way. So if we look at the design of this unit, this is easily one of the coolest looking units in the whole entire game. He has like fins on his back. He's obviously the molten type of Freddy, and it's like a serpent. I have never seen this ever in my life. This is probably one of the coolest looking things ever. Look at how much detail is on the thing. You can obviously pause the video as well if you want to see, but bro, oh my god. His teeth even look insane, dude. So if we're going for design, I'm going to say an 11 out of 10 design. You know what? Yeah, an 11 out of 10 design. The first 11 out of 10 of the whole entire freaking video. You want to know why? Because this looks cooler than any other unit that has been in this video so far, design wise. Now, if we're talking about animation, I'm not going to lie, animation, it's pretty good. Like, he flops forward, and then he also does his little electrocute thing whenever he falls forward. I think that's a better animation than what a lot of these things have been, because the animation is like, this is harder to make. All right, this is like a good animation. So I would give the animation like easily easily a 10 out of 10. I would say it's top tier. All right, let me sell the jar of pickles just like that. And let me place this guy back where he was at. All right, and there we go. All right, we should be good now. Yes, we do have 49 range, so this guy can't really reach over there. But again, he's a chain melee, so let me see if the... Okay, yeah, so he does. He hits up to 5 enemies, and that's about it. So if there's a huge line of them, he only hits up to 5. But I mean, as you guys already know, he's doing 413,000 damage a hit, so that's a lot of freaking damage. And I'm pretty sure he's doing that to every single one of them, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, though. But he applies anti-regen to them as well. So, yeah. And then VFX-wise, I'm going to say like a 3 out of 10 because it's just a regular laser like all the other chain units have. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and do double speed, and I will see you guys at probably wave 50. All right, we're now at wave 50. I turned down the speed so we can make it fair and they can actually fight the boss. Let's see if they can beat the circus baby. All right, here we go. She's only going to be on the track for a little bit longer. Oh, wait, I forgot. He's the only one hitting her. Yeah, wow. So they died on wave 50 due to his slow cooldown and their range not being long enough. GG's to our Molten Serpent. All right, guys, so we're now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again for like the 40th time today. Now, we can place 2 of this unit, so let's go ahead and place him right there. Oh, yeah, this guy has some insane animations. Holy crap. Let's go ahead and max him out, too. So this is Sun Guardian Freddy, and his passive is that he deals, I think, 25% burn damage over like 2 seconds, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty good. And the type of unit he is explosion. So let's go ahead, unpause wave, and let's get with this. So for starters, oh my god, okay, I can't even talk about that yet. His freaking animation is absolutely insane. So he does 268,734.4 damage every 0.941 seconds. He has 122 range, which is full map coverage. So I think his regular range is probably going to be like 50 to 60, I'm pretty sure, which is not that bad actually. So he has full map coverage right now, except for, you know, obviously whenever we get to wave 20 and we have to sell our jar of pickles, of course. But let's go ahead and do a little bit of a DPS check real quick. So 268,734.4 divided by 0.941. You guys cannot see this, but he is doing 285,583.8 damage per second. If we put that together, that's probably around like 550,000 to 600,000 DPS. So we'll say almost 600,000 damage per second is on this field right now. And this is just looks insane. So let's go get a design check real quick before we hit wave 20. As you guys can see, this dude looks absolutely insane. I mean, bro, Sun Guardian Freddy is probably one of the coolest looking units in the game. He has his staff. He's literally flying, has lightning. Actually, you know what? I can't count that. I have to look at the model. And the model works perfectly because it's not just one color. It's a bunch of different colors, which obviously makes him look like he has fire on. And he has a cape on too. Forgot to mention that. His staff is, oh my god, it's so freaking clean. This is an easy 10 out of 10 model. Oh my god. Wow, this is freaking beautiful. As far as animations goes, what does he do whenever he hits? He kind of just lunges forward. Nothing really happens to the sun besides like it. Oh, wait, no, the sun spins too. Hold on, let me sell my jar of pickles. But the sun spins too. That's actually really clean. Okay, I do actually like that. How much range does he have? 54. Oh my gosh. So this Sun Guardian can actually hit the bosses over here too, which is even more of a plus. And again, he is an explosion one, so this is really good. As far as animations goes, I'm gonna say honestly a 10 out of 10 on the animations because the sun spins and he also lunges forward with his staff. I think that looks freaking, oh my god, looks so freaking clean. And VFX are an 11 out of 10. Yep, they're an 11 out of 10. We don't even need to go over it. It is an 11 out of 10. Let me go ahead and activate the speed. But if you guys can't already tell, every time he hits, he has lightning going over him, and it kind of just like, look, it just stays there for a minute. Like he has lightning just going over him. But on top of that, there's like a big like lightning ball, but it's also like some water splash too that like hits them. Watch, ready, here we go. Look at that. Oh my god. But it like only happens every now and then, so maybe that's what happens when the burn damage is happening. I have no idea. I'm just seeing lightning everywhere. It would make a lot more sense if it was fire because he's literally Sun Guardian Freddy, but it's just lightning everywhere. I think it looks really clean. We can watch this boss real quick, and then I'm gonna skip to wave 50 because they're gonna absolutely clear this boss because they can both hit it. Yep, there goes the boss. All right, I'm gonna skip to wave 50. All right, we are now on wave 50. I did turn off the speed in time, I hope, but okay, yeah, so we're gonna get to see them go up against the boss. Let's see if they can beat this boss. They have burn damage too, 2, and yeah, they cleared that boss. I don't know if they're gonna beat a Nard or not, but I guess we'll have to see. All right, we are now on wave 60. Let's see if they can beat a Nard. I don't think that they can, but you know what? We're gonna try it and we're gonna see. So will the burn damage come in clutch? Oh my god. Oh my, wow. So the burn damage actually genuinely killed him. All right, we're just gonna crank up the speed, and all I'm really gonna do now is I'm gonna try and skip until like wave 110, but if we start getting hit before that, then I will obviously come back to you guys, because wave 110 is the next hard boss. So I guess we'll just get ready. All right, guys, we are officially on wave 110, but I think we're absolutely cooked, because we had little people to hit too, and now the circus baby's gonna finish it. Yep, and there we go. But Sun Guardian lasted all the way until wave 110. That is still the highest that anyone has made it. That is low-key really good. GG's to our Sun Guardian Freddy. Okay, guys, so we are now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier in the game once again. And now we are on our first Apex unit, which we can only place one, okay? But this is not that big of a deal, all right? Because this unit is going to be insane, I promise. So this is Glitch Trap. Now, she is a Pierce unit, and her passive, basically, she insta-kills people whenever they are 20% health or below. Her attacks also apply 10% Wither, and she boosts every unit's damage on your team by 30%, which is really good if we actually had a team, but we're using her solo, and we're gonna see how this goes. Let's go ahead and just unpause wave, and let's see what happens. So for starters, wait, it says she has 69 range. That has gotta be a lie. There is no way that's, oh my gosh, there's no way that's the truth. There's no way that's the truth. Oh wait, okay, it's not the truth. All right, good to know. But as you guys can see, she's doing 57,585.9 damage every 0.09 seconds. That is an insane cooldown. Holy crap. And she has 157 range, which is absolutely insane. That is full map coverage completely. So me leaving her there is probably going to still give her full map coverage even whenever we delete our jar of pickles. But let's go over her DPS real quick. So let's do 57,585.9 divided by 0.09. And yeah, she's doing 639,843.3 damage per second. I'm not gonna lie, that is absolutely insane. That is just about what our other units were before, but you have to remember she's also a booster unit too. She literally can boost 30% of the damage of people on your freaking team. That is the most broken thing I've ever seen in my life. All right, now so I can get a better view of her, this is what she looks like. Honestly, not that bad looking of a unit. The balloon is the pretty cool part. I mean, it's a simple design though, I will be honest. I have seen better in this video so far, so I'm gonna give it like an 8.5 out of 10 on the design. As far as the animations goes, I mean, you know, it's something good, all right? It's something good, but we're gonna give it like a 6.7 out of 10, because I'm not gonna lie, it's just not all that. Like, she's just kind of stepping forward. Could have been a little bit better. I don't really think that there's anything that counts as her having like VFX. I'm not gonna count that little like glitch effect right there. She doesn't make any effect whenever she's actually hitting people. Oh, I forgot to sell my jar of pickles too. That's honestly on me. So sorry, guys. Okay, now she's at 69.9 range. Okay, and yeah, she still has full map coverage. So since she's in the middle, she still has full map coverage. So yeah, this is all up to her. She does do Pierce again. I forgot. Pierce is actually really good in this game. It's one of my favorite things usually, and that is due to the big spring trap. All right, spring trap is amazing. I think, oh, I got too close again. Whoops, sorry. But yeah, spring trap is amazing. All right, anyways, we are done reviewing her. Let's go ahead and get the 2x speed on. She should easily be able to make it to wave 50 because she's an Apex, so I will see you guys at wave 50. All right, we are now on wave 50. Let's see if Glitch Trap can beat this. Now, she does do 6. Holy freaking crap. All right, yeah, she just, okay, cool. Well, it looks like we're moving on. All right, we are now on wave 60. I did accidentally, I think I cooked it a little bit. Yeah, he lost a lot of HP. Whoops. He was probably going to die anyway. I'm gonna try and skip to wave 110. I do not doubt that she will probably end up making it there because her piercing is carrying her like freaking crazy. All right, we are about to be on wave 110, but I just want to show you guys how fast she's melting these freaking people. You couldn't even see it. All right, let's see if she can beat the circus baby. 5.75 million. Let's see if they get below 20%. She just insta kills them, and yeah, wow, she is the first one to make it past wave 110. I actually thought that this was gonna be one of the worst Apexes, but apparently it is not at all. So we're gonna go until wave 120 and see what happens then. But I mean, I kind of expected this because this is our first Apex of the video. So if she doesn't make it to at least wave 110, I'm gonna be a little bit concerned. But But there are some apexes I know later on, guys, listen up, that have some really low cooldowns, or some really high cooldowns, sorry. And some apexes might just not work the best. I mean, if we're being honest, like if they're solo, some apexes are good solo, like the glitch trap, and other ones are not good solo. We have Unforgiving Anar. There's no way she kills this. 8 million HP. No way. Okay, thank you. Yeah, she's done for. All right, that was an insane match. So that was our highest wave so far, wave 120. GG's to our glitch trap. Okay, guys, so we're not in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again, and let's see where that freaking takes us. So we can only place one of this unit, okay, and this, okay, let me just show you guys, is an evolved version of glitch trap. So this person's name is The Glitched, all right, and this is an evolved version, and as you guys can see, this thing is so freaking broken. I am not going to read the passive, so you might have to go back to the start of the video if you want to see the passive, because it is way too freaking confusing. But the type of unit that this is nuke. So let's go ahead and unpause and let this thing just work its freaking magic. So we haven't even seen an enemy yet. Oh wait, nope, there's an enemy. Wow, that's actually really cool. But basically, this thing does 915,468.7 damage every 2.894 seconds. Now, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, okay? We have the best cooldown booster in the game, but this thing has a very high cooldown. It is 2.8 seconds. That is probably going to be its downfall because it's working completely alone. If this thing had glitch trap on its team, it would easily like be absolutely insane. But it has 122 range, and that's with the jar of pickles. So that means, you know, at wave 20, we're going to sell our jar of pickles, and we'll see how good it is then. But now it's time for me to go over this thing real quick, because this thing just looks absolutely insane. So for starters, design. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say 11 out of 10. This is the best looking thing in the video. I think I had another 11 out of 10. Beats that 11 out of 10. This one's like an 11.1 out of freaking 10. Look at this thing. He's like inside the machine, and he pops out whenever he like hits with his attack. He pops out of the freaking machine, and the hand is consistently swinging. This design is, I mean, it's simply the most insane thing I think I've ever seen in my life. And as far as the animation goes, the animation is also an 11 out of 10. He's holding a knife, and it's just swinging around, bro. Like, it's swinging around the whole entire freaking machine. That is the coolest animation I think I've ever seen in my life. And then also VFX. Now, it is a little bit weird. Like, I know whenever he swings, his VFX stays on the knife, but he doesn't really have like a kill effect. But as far as VFX goes, I'm going to easily say that it is also a 10 out of 10. Not an 11 out of 10, but a 10 out of 10. You know, it's something crazy, but not too crazy. But this unit just, it has two 11 out of 10s and also a 10 out of 10. I mean, this thing is just simply insane. And it's doing almost 1 million damage. But again, the only part that's going to make it bad is the cooldown. 2.894 cooldown is just not, it's just not it. It's just going to take way too long. It's almost a 3-second cooldown. I feel like it's going to really be the downfall of this Apex. But we both know that this thing could make it really, really far if we actually wanted it to. Because, I mean, if you guys look right here, we could just uncap placements, right? I mean, you know, this is something that we can do right here. But we're not going to get too crazy like that and abuse the admin panel. I mean, what the heck did I just say? Abuse the admin panel, because that is for different videos. All right, let's get the speed up a little bit, because oh my gosh, these waves are taking a long time. All right, let's go ahead and sell our jar of pickles just like that. And now this guy has 54 range. Ooh, that is gonna also be a downfall. Oh my gosh. Even though he just one-shot the boss, look, he is hitting this exit over here. But for example, he doesn't even have full map control. Glitch Trap had full map control. Oh my god, see that? See that? Oh, he's not even hitting those. Why wasn't he hitting them? Oh my god, yeah, that is the biggest downfall of an Apex I think I've ever seen in my whole entire freaking life. GG's to the glitched. All right, guys, so we're not in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again, and let's get right into this, because this unit is insane. So for starters, we can only place one of her, but as you guys can see, let me just place her right there. This is the, what, can I even click on her? Oh yeah, this is the Oceanic Ballora, or Oceanic Ballora, I guess you could say. Let me just max her out real quick so you guys can already see how insane she is. Now, I tried to read her passive. You can go back to the start. Once again, it's a very long passive. She does some type of like tidal wave, but she's also full AoE plus the passive too. And the passive is like insanely massive, just like the low taper fade. But let me go ahead and unpause the wave. Now let's see how good she can really get. All right, and I keep on trying to click on her. It's not working. Oh, it's because this dragon is an actual like item that I can stand on. Wait, I can stand on the dragon? Oh my god, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, that was actually like kind of cool. All right, well, let's go ahead and go over her stats. So she's doing 484,312.5 damage every 0.724 seconds. Has 146.7 range. So I think even without the jar of pickles, she will have full map range no matter what, which is going to be absolutely insane. But let me go ahead and calculate her DPS really quick. 484,312.5 divided by 0.724. And she is doing 668,939.9 damage per second. So yeah, she's gonna one-shot that. So she's doing almost 700,000 damage per second. Full map control, by the way, without a range booster. Her passive is absolutely insane, and she is full AoE. There is no way this is like a real... I mean, there's no way. Let me just max her out really quick. Like, hold on, I'm trying to max her out just like so. All right, there we go. Because I'm trying to get a quick little review of the unit. This thing usually stays... Okay, you know what? Let's actually just pause the wave for a second so we can like actually see this thing. So that's what the Ballora looks like. She doesn't have any animations, nor does she move, which is a little bit weird. But this thing moves and he stays on top of her. So I would say model wise, this is a 10 out of 10 model. This is a really nice looking model. So we're gonna go ahead and get that out of the way and then go ahead and unpause again. The AFK animation was actually very clean. So the animation on this thing is good. It's just the cooldown is moving too quick and it just looks like this thing is like glitching around. But the animation is probably like a 9 out of 10, you know. The AFK animation is really good as well. But the actual Ballora is not even like moving, which is kind of part of the issue. Now, as far as VFX goes, wait, let me sell my jar of pickles real quick. But as far as VFX goes, she has clearly like some water effects around her, and the dragon has some pretty cool effects as well. It's pretty insane, but there's no like kill effects. So I'm gonna say, since there's just effects on her, I'm gonna say maybe like a 7 out of 10 on the VFX. So not any like crazy ratings here, but that does not take away from the fact that she is still an insane unit. Also, she does have 65 range, so she basically has full map control from where she's at. She can reach that other exit right there, and she's good. So let me go ahead and turn on 2x speed, and she should easily make it to wave 50. So I will see you guys at wave 50. All right, guys, we are now on wave 50. Let's see if this thing can beat the circus baby. I don't know how I'm feeling about it, but I guess we'll see. Okay, and I was wrong. Yeah, we have some freaking weird tidal wave explosion thing. All right, yeah, let's just move on to the freaking wave 60. All right, we are now on wave 60. Let's see what happens here. I'm kind of curious. What in the freaking world? What? Yo, okay. I guess we're going to wave 110. Awesome. All right, we are now on wave 110. Let's see if we can beat the circus baby or not. I really have no idea. I'm honestly expecting us to beat it. Wait, hold on a minute. Never mind. Okay, we're probably gonna die on wave 120. We'll just have to see though. All right, we are now on wave 128.95 million HP. Yeah, no Apex has beat this just yet, and I do not think that this one is gonna be the one. I could be wrong. Prove me wrong. I honestly thought that Oceanic Ballora was honestly gonna beat that, but you know what? Never mind. GG's to our Oceanic Ballora. Okay, guys, so we are now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier once again for like the 40th billionth time a day, or today. Sorry, I don't really know what I'm even freaking saying anymore. So this unit I can only place one of, and I'm gonna show you guys what it is. Hold on, after I can like actually get a nice spot for it, like right there, I think. So this is the Titan Freddy, and basically this thing is also full AoE, and it's very similar to the glitch thing that we ended up using. It has a very high cooldown, and if you want to see its passive, you're gonna have to go back to the start of the freaking video, because his passive is confusing and I can't read it and I'm stupid. Let's go ahead and unpause the wave now, and let's get this started, because we only have 2 more apexes after this one. Oh wait, it said that his lowest cooldown was 3 seconds, but I got it down to 1 second. Okay, wait, this thing is actually insane then. So I want y'all to keep in mind he is full AoE, so he's doing 620,156.3 damage every 1.085 seconds. And keep in mind he has 139.7 range, so even if we were to lose the jar of pickles, he's probably still gonna have full map range, full AoE, and his passive is insane. Okay, I just don't really know how to like read it. All right, let's look at the design of this thing really quick, like though, because I really want to see it. Oh my god, hold on a minute. Hold on, the color combination is sick. Oh my god, he also has like a little orb in his stomach right there. Oh my god, wait, that's sick. His axe is really good. It has the same exact animation as the Goliath Freddy, I'm pretty sure. I think I remember the name of it. it is the Goliath Freddy, right? Let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section. But this looks really good, actually. I'm gonna say the model's a 10 out of 10, and the reason why is because of the color scheme. I love the color scheme of this thing, and the idea of it's really cool. Now, the animations are like a 6.7 out of 10, all right? And full pun intended, by the way. But the reason being is probably because, if I'm being honest, it's the same thing as like the Goliath Freddy, and I'm not gonna lie, it's like really stupid. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that, because it did not come up with like or they did not come up with like a different animation idea for this. Now, as far as VFX, he has no VFX whenever he actually hits it, but like whenever he swings, there's like a tiny little like yellow VFX that represents like him swinging. That VFX is pretty good. Hold on, let me sell my jar of pickles, but that VFX is pretty good. I'm gonna give it like, oh, he already hit that guy. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. He just completely one-shotted the boss before it like even spawned. That's awesome. But the yellow circle, I'm gonna give it like a 5 out of 10. You know, we could do a lot better. 5 out of 10 just means it's mid. All right, it's mid. It's not like the best. It's not too terribly bad, but it's mid. All right, but we did sell our jar of pickles, and as you guys can see, he has 62.1 range. He should be good over here because obviously these are just regular enemies over here. Most of his range is going towards the bosses and stuff over here, and he has full range. So he basically has full map range, but he has a 1-second cooldown with 620,000 damage and his full AoE. So we're probably going to be in here for a minute. Let me go ahead and change the speed, and I will let you guys know whenever we are on wave 50. All right, I turned on the speed. We are now on wave 50. Let's see if it just insta kills the boss before it like even gets to spawn. All right, let's see. We should actually kill this thing. Holy crap, did it just, wait, why did it just freeze in place? Why did it just freeze in place? Why did it just freeze in place? Okay, so his passive must be something absolutely insane that I just like literally don't know about at all. Let's just skip to wave 60. All right, we're now on wave 60. Let's see if this Neo Titan Freddy can beat our Nard here. 2.25 million HP. Let's see. Oh my god, he's just froze. Oh my god, how long is the stun? How long is the stun? The stun was literally like 3,000 years off my life. Holy crap, why did he just stand still for 40 years? All right, we're gonna turn up the speed again, and we're gonna skip all the way until wave 110 because we're not gonna get anything hard until wave 110. I'm kind of concerned, will Neo Titan Freddy make it past wave 120? If he does that, he will be the first unit in this video to do that. So let's just see if he can do it. Surprisingly, we have not got hit a single time, and we are officially on wave 110. The speed is down 5.75 million. Let's see what we can do. Dude, if she gets stunned again, I'm actually quitting the game. Okay, she didn't get stunned twice, but that stun lasts for such a long time. I think it's fine though. I'm gonna bump the speed back up, and the Nard should finish him off because the Nard has like 8 million HP. You know, with you know, Neo Titan Freddy being an AoE unit, I really don't think he's gonna beat a Nard, but I guess we'll have to see, guys. Okay, we will take a look. We will see. All right, I'm not exactly just assuming that we're gonna die, but I guess we'll just have to see. All right, here we go. We're on wave 120. Let's see what happens here. All right, Unforgiving a Nard, 8.95 million HP. He's gonna get stunned right here. That's like a full 2 seconds, dude. All right, if he gets stunned again, oh my god, you're joking. You're joking. Oh wow, he needed one more hit and he would have made it past there, dude. Oh my god. GG's to our Neo Titan Freddy. All right, guys, so we're not in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier in the game for probably the 6th, 7th time today. And this unit, oh my god, wait, we can place 2 of this unit. So this is actually on, let me remember the name. This is Aquatic Ballora. This is an evolved version of the Oceanic Ballora that we had earlier. Now, her passive is, I think that she's slow, like her attacks slow enemies by 65% for 2.5 seconds. So if her range can be good enough, all right, without the jar of pickles, which it does actually look like her range is really good. She has 54 range still, which is really, really good because the jar of pickles has not been activated yet because the wave is on pause. And she'll still have a good amount of slowing even without the jar of pickles. And she's also a pierce spread unit. Pierce spread units are so freaking good in this dang game, dude. So let's go ahead and look over her stats. So she does 154,153.1 damage every 0.651 seconds and has 122.3 range. That is so freaking good. And you guys saw what her range was going to be without the jar of pickles. So she's still going to have at least like 54 range. And that's really good because both of them are going to be able to focus the bosses at the same exact freaking time too. So let's go ahead and calculate some DPS here. Let's do 154,153.1 divided by 0.651. You guys cannot see this. Boom, trusty calculator. And she's doing 236,794.3 damage damage per second. So in total, they're probably doing almost 500,000 damage per second together. You know, to be fair, there's no way that this is an evolved version. Now, maybe I'm just wrong because her attacks slow people by 65% for 2.5 seconds, which is like really good slowing. And if she has full map control and has a 0.6 cooldown, that automatically makes her slowing basically as good as the Jar of Pickles, if we're being fair here. So really, like, not even that bad. Let's replace her right there though, and then let's just go free cam mode and let's get close. I'm not gonna lie, the design of this unit is easily a 9.5 out of 10. It's not a 10 because there's just I don't know. I mean, you know what, I'll give her the 10 out of 10 because this is better than the first one, honestly, because the Ballora actually moves around. I think that the model was better, so 10 out of 10 on the model. As far as the animation goes, you can tell that she does a little like spin around, which I think is like pretty clean. She kind of throws her trident out like that, and it's really not that bad of an animation. I'm gonna delete my Jar of Pickles right now. There we go. 54.3 range. Yeah, this is still really respectable range, if I'm being honest, because yeah, she can still hit the boss. Yeah, I mean, everything looks pretty clean. The animations are like a 9 out of 10, or yeah, I'm gonna say a 9 out of 10. That's really not that bad. She has no VFX though. There's no way this thing is an evolved Apex. I'm pretty sure she is, and does not have any VFX. That is kind of insane to me, I'm not gonna lie. But that's okay, you know, that's okay. So VFX is a 0 out of 10, and we are officially done rating this unit. And yeah, we can basically just bump up the speed until we get to wave 50, and once we get to wave 50, I will be back. All right, we're about to hit wave 50. Oh, we just did, right as I started talking. All right, wave 50, we have the Craze Circus, baby. Let's see if they can beat it. They should be able to easily beat this. We have about almost 500,000 DPS in total. Yep, they smoked her freaking completely. Again, they're doing 65% slowing, which is just absolutely insane. But let's go ahead and go get to wave 60. They should be able to clear this Anard. If they aren't able to for some odd reason, then I guess we're just cooked and we're stupid and we're fat just like me. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to do it, like 90% sure. And then after that, we'll probably just end up skipping to wave 110 again. Oh no, I did forget to turn off the speed. Yeah, he's going to lose a little bit of HP. We were going to win that anyway, so it's completely fine. All right, let's just skip to wave 110, guys. Whoopsie daisy. All right, we are now on wave 110. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to lie, I'm fully expecting us to die. Maybe I could be wrong, but I'm kind of expecting us to die. I'm expecting it to move way too quick and for us to die. Yeah, I mean, we're going to die on a Nard regardless, but holy crap. Yeah, we ended up dying. Wow. Is this really the evolved Apex? Maybe I have the two backwards. I have no idea. GG's to our Aquatic Ballora. Okay, guys, so we're now in the game. Let's go ahead and choose the hardest modifier for the last time in this freaking video, because we are officially on the last unit. We can place 2 of these things. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, well, hold on. I'm like stuttering. This thing looks pretty freaking good. This is the Jester puppet. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am expecting a lot from this. Now, as you guys can see, the max range is 59, which is really good because that's without the Jar of Pickles, and we're gonna have to sell that at literally wave freaking 20. But this thing, I'm pretty sure, is like Splash Wither. The passive is not too confusing, but I low-key just like can't really remember it. You're probably just gonna have to go back and go read that too. But let's go ahead and unpause the wave. Let's get some things started here. Holy crap. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a lot to rate and go down here. But as you guys can see, the damage, all right, is 177,187.5 damage every 0.434 seconds, and bro has 132.7 range. Okay, that is really good range. Obviously, that's going to disappear whenever we delete the Jar of Pickles, but holy crap, that's a lot. Let's go over some DPS real quick. So 177,187.5 divided by 0.434. That's actually really good DPS. 408,266.1 damage per second. So they are together doing about 800,000 damage per second. 800,000 damage per second. That is really good. Oh my god, that is really freaking good. And they are just cooking up. I don't know what's going on, bro. They're just cooking up something. Like, something is cooking up. I don't know what this animation and everything that's happening, but something is cooking. All right, let's put this thing right here, and let's go ahead and go in free cam mode. So the model, I'm not gonna lie, without the effects, okay, is a 10 out of 10. You want to know why? Because it's so simple. I love the puppet units as well. It has the clown hat, it has 2 heads, and it has blue and red cheeks, and the reddish cheeks have a smile. That one has a sad face. I think that this is a really clean looking unit. 10 out of 10 on the model. As far as the animations go, okay, there's like a bunch of stuttering happening, but you see the hammer moving around. I think I can click on on it and we can actually see where the hammer is going. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to do that. It basically just flies around and just starts crashing into a bunch of like different enemies. Hold on, let me delete the jar pickles real quick. Yeah, 59 range. So if you guys see that one's hitting the exit, also reaching the middle, and almost hitting the exit over here and reaching the bosses, which is really good. This one's hitting the exit, reaching the middle, and almost reaching the exit over there because they're basically in the same exact freaking spot. Actually, wait, I have to delete this one and put this one back in the spot it was at. But the animations are a 10 out of 10 as well because the hammer is flying around. You just can't really see it. I mean, if we had like a more open map, you would most likely be able to see the animation like fully. I mean, we can maybe like back it up or something and just see what happens. Oh yeah, that is a lot better, dude. You can see the hammer flying around. So apparently after it flies around, it's supposed to go back in their hand, but I think because the cooldown is so fast that it just doesn't really do that, and that's really like not a big deal because that's just more damage for us. It's basically just means that we're so overpowered that the animations cannot complete itself fully. So the animations are a 10 out of 10. The VFX are easily an 11 out of 10. I mean, there's VFX coming off of the unit as well. It's not the shiny thing, but there is VFX on the eyes. There's lasers on the freaking hammer whenever it's flying around that are red and blue, which is the color of the cheeks on the character. And whenever it flies into an enemy, I mean, I'm sure you guys will be able to see a pretty good example in a second. Oh, somehow they're already killing the boss. I don't know how that's happening. I actually have like no clue how it's happening. We're gonna go ahead and do 2x speed though. This one's taking a little bit longer to rate. I'm gonna say VFX is 11 out of 10 because it has like a green effect whenever it actually slams into them and kills them. Also has the red and blue effect whenever it's flying around. This unit is just clean. It's a beautiful unit if I'm being honest. I have high hopes for this unit, all right, because they do 800,000 DPS together. I have high hopes for this, so I'm gonna skip until wave 50 and I will be back. All right, we are now on wave 50. Let's see how we do against this circus baby. I'm honestly really curious because this wither thing allows them to do damage early, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's wow. Okay, so the circus baby just got cooked up completely. All right, we're skipping to wave 60. All right, we're now on wave 60. I fully expect us to destroy this Nard, by the way. Like, fully expect us to. Yep, there it is. Yeah, Nard just got cooked. All right, let's just try on 2x speed. I will see you guys at wave 110 because we are definitely going to be freaking making it there. All right, we're now on wave 110. Finally, let's see what happens. 5.75 million HP. I did turn off the speed. I don't know why there's multiple. Why is there freaking multiple? Yo, we would have been able to win. We should have cleared that. Why were there other enemies on the thing? Bro, we should have actually cleared that. I'm not even kidding. I don't know why that even freaking happened. Well, GG's to our Jester puppet. Okay, guys, so I really did enjoy making this video. I'm not gonna lie. This video was insane. I mean, bro, we're literally playing a game that has not been updated in forever, and this actually took me like, I think 4 hours of freaking recording. But on a real note, I really did miss you guys, and I'm coming back to this channel with a humongous video, a big banger, so I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. And if you have watched this far into the video, make sure you comment like, I'm glad you're back, or tell me hi, or something like that. But I, you know, love you guys. But anyways, guys, make sure to join my Discord server if you want daily updates on videos or just want an active community in general. And also make sure to like and subscribe so I can feed my family. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.